Recording! Let's make myself sad. This is not where I make myself sad. This is where I go back to grind the stages and do the challenge modes that I haven't done yet. I'm not doing that. We're not gonna do that on screen. It's mostly just it's very trial and error / me half the time ending up looking up guides on YouTube. Not all the time, but enough that's like, yeah, we don't need to do that. We don't need to do that. 4 remake would mean getting a game with Grant George as the pro tag. I'd be down for that. I like Grant George a lot, and he doesn't pop up too often. Last time I heard Grant George as a main character was Danganronpa V3, and that's no good. That's most unexcellent. Huichie. If memory serves me correctly, and I don't trust it to, that old man's name was Ivan Izilov. A very common name. In furry Russia? Yeah, of course. He was the sort of peasant farmer you could find anywhere. But he sacrificed himself for a whole mess of reasons. He gave his own life. I think about it every now and then. Am I truly worth people sacrificing their lives for? A little late to be asking that, lady. Hey, Best, how you doing? Alina went with me. She was gentle most other times, but would suddenly just come out with venomous tongue lashings that made me uncomfortable, to say the least. The plan was proceeding smoothly. In accordance with my own ideas, rapidly the infected of this place would surely unite as one. I hoped it would be effective. And I hoped it would be enough for the old man to rest peacefully. Aside from the old lady, no one else had been closer family to me. Third year without the Black Snake. Sir, I'm...
What you doing here for? I don't like the look of your clothes. Some old vet, are you? Get lost. There's nothing even left here. You lot stole all of it. And what you couldn't steal, you burned. Bastards, you came to kill me? Kill me then, goddamn demons.
No, sir. I'm here to tell you that the infected patrol unit is sweeping this area today.
Then let them sweep. Let them kill us all, why don't you? We built our pathetic, unlivable village all the way out here. They still came for us. What else can we do but let them?
Sir, you can hide yourselves and I'll talk to them. Or I can conceal myself. Oh, yeah, you talking to them has worked out splendidly in the past. I immediately remember why I was annoyed with you. I kind of forgot for a second. Aw, you're sweet. Human resources? I mean, yeah. And them's the facts. Was thinking about something they should have done for Revenge of the Sith. What would that be?
And who are you? I've always said you military noble bunch, no matter what you pretend. You're all just out for our lives. You're not quite that sort. You actually talk with us. They think they were barely worth whipping. Hello? Gone? What kind of stud is this? Stab us all. Stab us all, what a pathetic ending. It's not bad thing to know your own damnation. Where is my cup? There is my cup. Mr. Patrolman!
Destitute and lousy, bad physique. You wouldn't be much use now if we sent you to mines. How do you want to die then? Painlessly? Slowly?
Mr. Patrolman, look at me! What harm would leaving me alive do you?
You just said you wanted to die!
You say that with weapon in your hand.
I'm sorry, that was for whoever that was just a minute ago. I don't know where she's gone now, but...
Even burden beasts are worth more than you infected. They can at least move goods. Your existence is a waste of His Majesty's land.
Why is that?
Where did you come from?
From far, far east.
What the hell are you talking about? Are you infected too?
Live stickered reaction. Beautiful. Hey, yo, Ninja, how you doing? I am. I can think, I can speak. We infected live and die. Why should you decide when and how?
What is this bullshit?
If you could let us die peacefully on our own terms, we'd hardly even be upset about it. But my infected brother, look at him. Look at his face, his grin, his laugh. They want us to decide our fates, control us. Perhaps our lives aren't worth much. But do you think you'd be worth a single gold coin?
You!
My brother and all their past outrageous acts, have they ever spared someone for their conduct? Have they ever let another live following in their instructions? They have not. Each time they've let you live, it was only because they saw worth they could squeeze out from you. With no money and no land left, they'll kick you to the floor. After all, the cities don't give the infected the chance to live. How should we infected live? How should we die? That's for us to decide.
But who the fuck are you?
You good for nothing, tell me your name at once. In the name of the Emperor, we're darling to lead his citizenry astray with these ludicrous ideas. We sentence you to death.
To my brothers, I have no name. Refer to me how you wish. If you must call me something, you may call me Tallulah. To my enemies, you have no need for my name. But my fires will set you alight. Good luck beating Tallulah. I can't wait to beat Tallulah's ass, because these flashbacks are just kind of making me think she's a fucking idiot. Or was an idiot before, whatever happened to change her happened.
Follow me. Rock and roll.
全員の行動力を奪う。それでいいだろう。
Got possessed by Lord Cachet. I still don't even... One, that's technically probably a spoiler. Two, I still don't even know who Lord Cachet is. That explains nothing. When the younglings thing happened, George should have had Anakin hesitate and just leave them there instead of killing them, so it'd be easier not to hate Anakin, yeah. Yeah, there's a number of things he could have done to make it a little less cringe.
These so-called folks, not even worth drawing my sword.
Think it's a joke? I don't know, because, like, Cachet is an actual person. Like, it's an actual character, and, like, they abducted Tallulah from not China or something. But, like, they have not explained anything about who he is. That's just a name they started saying all of a sudden, like we should already know.
I'm fully Hada. Yes.
You saw nothing. Need speed to succeed.
Wait, what? I'm sorry, who? What, did they kill a civilian? They may have killed a civilian. I wasn't paying attention.
They shall pay for this. They must pay.
Calm down, Spectre. Sometimes I forget that she's almost as crazy as Lappy.
Let me create a diversion.
Hot Shark Done is valid.
Pass on your last words? No. Need speed to succeed.
I'm not sure if that was the problem or not. But
Just like the old days?
just gotta be a little more
No.
careful. Because, yeah, there's only one exit point. Okay, yeah, I think that's all it is.
Won't hurt your eyes.
Yeah, I have no idea if
This will keep you quiet.
civilians dying detracts from it. I'm going to assume it does.
Forward. I'm so
I've just got to watch these guys more carefully. Because they keep spawning right up in here in the thick of it.
I'm full Hada. Yes.
Kind of hoping for a remake and ports for Eternal Darkness. Pokemon Coliseum. Yo, Pokemon Coliseum port would be godly. Okay. I don't know how the hell that one guy got him there. I guess he literally landed there since he had the parachute pack or whatever. But good God, holy shit, I almost fucked that up. You were thinking because you were watching a group of YouTube reacting to Clone Wars show and they were never able to look at Anakin as a good person because they know what he'll do, even though Anakin does genuinely care about people throughout the show. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people argue that George Lucas, like, kind of overcompensated since he, because of the way he ended up splitting the movies, he had made Anakin, like, he had made him too clean, basically. And so he kind of overcorrected in the third movie. Yeah. Would have helped. So you fought them off, is that it? Yeah. I was right not to go with you. Burning people alive? If I ever have to smell that again, I'm sure I'll throw up. Alina, don't force yourself. I'm the one who followed you in the first place. And I'll protect your infected here. I will. No, I'm not here to beg you to... Of course you're not, Alina. Without you, I wouldn't have time to gather resources or info. Who's your contact? Would it be safe to tell me? Are you worried I'm an Ursa spy? I'm just wondering if it'd be better not to get you wrapped up in this. The moment we became infected, life for us couldn't get any worse. I'm in contact with infected in other places, trying to keep tabs on which way the cities are moving, so I can help the infected surviving in the Northwest Tundra as best I can. What you're doing is insane in a lot of ways. Where did your conviction come from? Did someone teach you all this? Yo! Yeah! Yeah, DS era Pokemon is still the GOAT. It has been a roller coaster with very, very, very big pitfalls since then. Pokemon Coliseum 2? Well, we got Pokemon Coliseum 2. It was called XD, Gale of Darkness, and it was also pretty good. But yeah, I'd love to go back to that style of games. I adore both of those. Coliseum a little more so than XD, but... What taught me was both malignant and deranged, brimming with the arrogance of rule and terror of power. And I vowed to walk against it, going through their decorous flesh straight to the road, their metaphor for fighting against oppression. After that, we'll all decide our own desires, destinies even. We're going to clear this land out. We'll find our own homeland with blackjack and hookers, and if anyone thinks to stop us, we'll topple them right then and there. Part of this world belonged to the infected in the first place, just as so many places across the land belong to all people. Be more realistic, Tallulah. This is all too out there. If you do this, the village will be destroyed. They'll have nowhere to go, and the patrol unit will chase them down. And if I don't do this, the village would still end up abandoned over time. Over time, like a long period of time. As in time for people to at least still live out their lives. Not everyone can join the army. The elderly, children, the injured, the sick. If you have them give up on everything they've survived on, they'll die no matter what. I know, Alina. We'll find somewhere new. Come on, let's go. We've got to find somewhere we can stay tonight. Kind of spitting right now. Alina, I empathize with Alina way more than I do Tallulah. Like, I'm sorry. Again, I get it. I get it. The world's fucked up. You're trying to do things to make it better. You're trying to save people you care about. But you are going about it in incredibly reckless and stupid ways. And I don't think you're possessed or evil or whatever yet. So I just think you're kind of a dum-dum. I'm sorry. Thank you for having us.
Ain't nothing. Without you, we'd probably all be dead by now. We're still pretty much at death's door. Sorry, back at the start seeing you, I was readying to fight. That was all my bad. I don't really have anything left to welcome you with either. Just put up with this bit of old gruel, I guess.
We're extremely thankful, sir. You shouldn't have, honestly.
No, it's nothing. We only had this bit left over anyway. However many days we have left makes no difference. Want to set up a village? Doesn't matter how far you go. There's no point. Not much point at all.
Hope they make her acknowledge it. If she acknowledges it at some point, maybe that's what sends her off the deep end and makes her, like, far, far more aggro, as we know her today. Then that'd be something. But yeah, just right now, as it is, I'm a little frustrated with her.
We can't run. Do you know how big Ursus is? There's no point heading anywhere when there's patrol guys all over, and other people aren't going to want us. We've got nowhere to go.
Then come with me.
Where? Now?
It doesn't need to be now. I'll wait until you've gone through it all. Or you end up with absolutely nowhere left to go. But if you still want to live on, come find me, or one of my brothers. If we head for the wilderness, life in the tundra is cruel to say the least. But we've got places to go. Places without the hearth of civilization as of yet. We'll find somewhere we can sow and harvest. We have so many people. They'd surely be able to help out with business, and we'd have an income. We can always live on. You're getting, again, optimism / trying to deal with a shitty situation to a stupid degree. You're not going to be able to have any economy in a tiny-ass village that's constantly moving around to avoid people murdering you. I am on chapter 8.
And if the patrolmen come?
We'll defeat them.
Huh? What did you just say?
What I can do, you can do too. You were correct. Arming yourself against me back there. If people think to come and rob us, we'll come together and fight them off. The infected have strength. We infected can, bit by bit, regain our own lives. Our bread, our flames. And then they realize where their troops went missing and come back to the same place in greater numbers, so you have to move constantly.
Before my headache gets any worse.
She makes a smart but brutal choice that snowballs her need for wisdom and draconian measures at the same time. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like, if that's where we're going with this, then I'm a little less frustrated. But, like, as is, I think she's just kind of an idiot. I will retract that if something pops up to say, like, oh, okay, that's the point. But if they try to frame it as like, oh no, all of the stuff she was doing was super cool and awesome and smart, and it was demonic possession or whatever, apparently, possibly. If I hope that wasn't a spoiler. I really hope not. I don't even. That's like, even if I can't even be upset about that, because even if it is like, oh, she's possessed by Lord Doop-de-Doo. I still don't know who Lord Doop-de-Doo is. Again. Badly told story. Not a bad story, but a badly told one. Because, like, again, they like I said, like, again, unless I missed something, I took a huge break from this game. It's entirely possible that they've talked about this person before, and, like, he's been some kind of overshadowing bigger bad from the very beginning. If there was any mention about somebody named Lord Cachet before Chen stormed into the throne room to question her uncle about it, if he had ever been mentioned before then, by all means, point it out to me. And I'll eat crow. But as it stands, they just started talking about this fucker out of nowhere. And him taking her captive or whatever doesn't mean anything in the context they're presenting it in. Lord Doop-de-Doo! Also, personally able to separate movie Anakin and show Anakin, but you do have to admit, the show makes him a great character, movie version better. The show can only do so much. Yeah, exactly. It's just it's a software conflict, to be sure.
Help me! Way Reunion 2, why are you doing this? You Sarkaz always bite whatever hand feeds you.
What the hell is happening? What are the odds of this game having manga lore? I don't think it's a Honkai situation where the lore is, like, split up across other stuff. It might be split up across, like, events and side material if it's still in game, stuff like that. Because as far as I can tell, every event is canon. So it might be something like that, but, like, even then, you're telling your main story. You need to keep things a little more concise.
The Sarkaz barricading the street are massacring Reunion. Captain?
Need to help the casualties.
You are, Captain?
Mm-hmm. I'm going.
You wish his name was actually Doop-de-Doo. Now I'm gonna call him Lord Doop-de-Doo of the Bimbleborb Kingdom. No, why? How did Reunion get like this? How did it get like this? Weren't we gonna unite? Weren't we gonna be like a family? Each other's kin? Dook.
See you. Stop.
Heavy weapons throwers, careful! Giant floating weapons? Was that you, Feline? You did that? You're a caster?
Put your weapons down.
So,
It's okay now. Go.
Go where? We're already my teammates, my friends. They're all.
Ching, help him. Got it. Come here, brother. The Sarkaz just don't see. And yet, like, and again, like the way they're handling like distribution of characters and dialogue, like we're getting so many names, yet no faces to them, and like none of them are playable as far as I know.
I'll say it again, Sarkas. Put your weapons down.
You think we'll stop resisting just because you're holding a weapon? We don't see it that way.
Duke. Count Dooku. To bring it back to Star Wars.
Then you want to be killed?
We don't have much of a choice.
Attacking your own comrades, hurting your own kin?
Where were the infected ever our kin? Our only kin are Sarkas.
You shouldn't say that when you join Reunion. Betraying, harming your family, playing other people's feelings. Disgusting. Stabby.
Watch out for those weapons! Move!
Rose Mantis, stop! Mia.
Radiant, like fucking Radiant has been like a pivotal character to this whole operation. As far as I can tell, they're just fucking nothing.
Radiant just sent it out. The last message Dr. Calcis gave us was that what we should take care of around the special infected. They're likely a variant of the special infected from Lungman. We don't know if they'll inflict others in progression. Sarkas warriors, listen to me. There are some Sarkas with a deep infection. They're catalyzing the other infected. We need the other infected to withdraw from the current areas. Your Black still has the infected survivors apart from you. They're all non-combatants. Even if we won't pass through here, I hope we can lend a hand in ensuring the safety of those infected. That's impossible. They wouldn't do that. They have no conscience.
Dooku is a great character once they did side stuff for him. Oh, I imagine, yeah. Yeah, the movies didn't give him enough time to cook.
We've seen it. We went out on our own. We can't pull back. If they come this way, we'll have to get rid of them. We can't let even more Sarkas get infected.
You might get infected yourself.
Who gives a damn?
You want to end up like them too? Those monsters controlled by arts? You don't give a damn if you do?
Not the first time we've been made out to be monsters, is it?
Oh, no offense?
This city's toast. Sooner or later, sure we might end up like them. But if we can exterminate them, then everything gets a little easier. Some people can even live on.
Olo 27, thank you for the follow.
As long as Tallulah isn't dead, the city will be annihilated.
If Double can't kill her, there's no chance you can. If you don't stand with the winner, you can't win. In a war, if you can't win, you die.
And if you keep hurting any more infected, this might be where you die.
And what if I die then? What if I turn into one of Mephisto's herd, huh? Mephisto's a monster too. We kill each other infected because we're all monsters. All we want is for the Sarkas to not suffer any further. But when you think about it, what if we suffer? When you leave here, whatever will they, when you leave here and go wherever, will they look you in the eye? Do you not know your end being infected? Of course you know. The moment you leave that tiny little squad of yours, you'll die. You'll die despised, wrung by the neck, lashed, whipped, and hung. Or you'll be driven out of the cities, run vagrant, and starved, bitten to death by beasts. You can't live on. You have no dignity.
What do you know? Warrior. Tell me that you're not fighting for Tallulah.
She's strong. With her, the chance that more people live on is better. We don't care if we kill a few more for it.
Get lost. Next time I'll cut you in half.
Feline, if you want to pass through here, then just kill us.
Christopher Lee did a fantastic job as in Dooku's unique fighting style, specifically because of him. I'm pretty sure, yeah. I believe that may have been a thing.
We sure don't want to see our own end up that way. That's if you can kill us, though.
You really are the most unsalvageable people.
What?
What was that sound? Oh no. The Black Red is nearing the ones that the command tower closes off its entrances with. Reunion's probably trying to raise the entire ceiling layer. We're almost out of time. Sarkas, I'll give you one last chance. If you don't want to get mangled, please pull out. Amia, I'll settle this.
Cartis, what do you think you can do? Black lines? That's...
What's the state of things?
We've suppressed all conscious Sarkas mercenaries.
Okay, that's good. Are the other infected here?
We have news, but I can't say whether or not it's good or bad. Recon operators looked around a little. They're all over this block. Most of them are in terrible shape. Been passive infected, imprisoned in concentration.
Any passage through the ceiling layer?
Yeah, this spot leads to an engineering passage. Should be directly, be able to enter directly the structural control area. Hack their remote panels, and they can't do a single thing about that. Otherwise, for the open passages, recon ops have been sighted at least 4 battlegrounds. All of them guerrillas against other Reunion.
The combat situation seems intense.
They're strong, but the Tallulah Line Reunion have the terrain advantage. They have the high ground! Mercenaries are blocking them. We'll be able to push past through a while. It's okay, Amiya, Captain. Us engineers will sneak our way in. We'll cut the energy supply to the whole ceiling layer.
Can you do it?
Definitely.
That's too risky.
Entering the core city was risky in the first place.
No objections then?
We're going.
Yum. Take care.
We're not elite operators, we're not elite operator responses to squad for nothing. Don't you worry about a thing.
Please put your own safety first.
You want us to listen, you wouldn't have used those arts just now. Engineering group, move out. Hustle your bustles.
They're gone. Oh, Amiya, you shouldn't use up your strength here. Let me handle all that. This way you'll be able to do less harm. Does Rhodes Island not want me to do things this way? That's not it. It's just, if we could, we obviously don't want things done this way. And the only thing I've used up is strength. What you use up is your awareness. I don't really care. But we should care.
Amiya, this fellow wants a word with you.
You're from Reunion, infected friend. Can I call you that?
Whatever, just what the fuck ever. We're all done for. I just wanted to ask you where you're gonna go. And if we can go with you, maybe. Got nowhere else to really go. The Sarkaz will kill us, and we don't want to fight our own people anymore. The guerrillas will kill us for sure.
Why do you feel that way?
They'd kill anyone they wanted, wouldn't they? I've heard there's times they say they'll kill the infected just because someone did something or other wrong.
I'm not sure. They might do that, but they might not. My belief is that you have to see how they truly are to reach the facts. You can't just go on hearsay. But we won't force you off to where they are. You're afraid of them, and things they do don't sit well with you.
That's why I wanted to ask where you're all going.
We're heading for the core command tower.
Are you insane?
A little. We want to put a stop to this turmoil, so we have to head for the command tower. Can I ask you for a favor?
If it's killing, then no.
It's not. I'm hoping you can call it a safe... I'm hoping you can all safeguard the bystander infected on this block. Be careful. They're not like you. They might not like your uniforms.
Then what do we do?
Get naked! One, take your clothes off. The other, wear your uniforms, but hey, you do you. One is easy, one's very hard, but I believe it's something you should choose for yourself.
Amiya, no! Bad girl, bad! We've talked about using your authority to make people strip.
But naked people are funny, Doctor!
Naked people are very funny, but no. Time and a place, time and a place, honey. Time and a place. Gonna get going best later.
Curse! Cowards! They're blocking the tower entrances. Have we still not breached them? The mercenaries are entering the ceiling sector's inroads. Other infected have constantly been harassing us. We can't concentrate on our attention. Repeat, you're asking us, Rhodes Island, to cooperate.
I am.
Oh, this is the one guy who was, originally one of ours. Almost like it's almost like this guy probably should have been an actual character with a name or something, or a face. Just the same. If Rhodes Island is unworthy of your trust, then don't you think, you don't need to think about any of the city's people for a second more. Even if the rules are going out of style, they'll still play by them.
Even if they still have the captain in their lives?
We all die here. Who will carry on Patriot spirit? We have strength, and Rhodes Island has knowledge. At least I'm assuming that's supposed to be at the least. At the least, Cal sits incredible on both counts. I personally think she's on par with the captain. And you saw, even the captain gave her his recognition. When did he do that? Oh, right, that's right. He knew. I was like, when the fuck did Patriot acknowledge Calcit as being cool? That's right, they knew each other. He was surprised that she was still alive / hadn't aged at all. I'm sorry, Kamen Rider Saber has left me emotionally damaged when it comes to people claiming stuff happened that clearly didn't. But that did happen. Just a weird way to phrase it. The ceiling layer is still rising. You better decide, because we don't have much time left.
It's more or less the shape of things. I've already told them about things. So, Amiya, I'm not asking you to agree to this, but I'm thinking it might be good for us, right? It'll lead to a little less wounded all around. I'm not really on top of things, I just...
It's alright, guard. Your proposal is reasonable. It's just that we won't do things the same way shield guards do. We don't have any right to exercise the infected, and we won't adopt their disciplinary methods. Are they almost here?
Should be. Amiya, I'm making less and less sense of anything.
Feline, I'm looking for your leader.
If you want revenge, it's now really a good time.
Do you think you could try pissing me off just because you know some arts, White Cat?
How, like, as far as, like, the redundancies goes, we've had conversations about how insanely strong Rosemontis is, like, 50 times over at this point. I feel like she's taken out enough of their squads that at some point in between it all, somebody has probably gotten on a radio and been like, yo, there's a white cat girl, she's fucking insane, don't fuck with her. But no, we've had, like, the same conversation 20 times minimum about, like, oh, hey, kitty cat. Oh, God, she's tearing us apart. Like, come on. Don't mess with the cat. Also, I'm eating rice, don't mind me.
I don't like you.
Am I making you realize the way you do things, you're no merchant's underling. You're more like some infected warrior, aren't you?
What the fuck are you talking about? Guerrilla fighter. You can't threaten our employees. You don't have the authority.
The Lord? Can you command these sarcasms?
I can't and I couldn't. Please don't call me that. All I am is a member of Rhodes Island. Nothing to do with my race, nor any arbitrary form of power.
They got that memo, but not the memo to watch out for the cat? They overheard the part about Amiya potentially being some kind of reincarnation of a demon king, but not the part about the fact that this cat can rip people limb from limb with an invisible doppelganger? Come on!
And that makes things simple. If you and them have absolutely no blood affinity, you're going to team up with us here, wreck the command tower together. What are you so on guard for? We're obviously the ones yielding here. Oh, but look at her. She's so cute and fluffy and... Oh, God, my organs! Hello, Blanco. How are you? The other gorillas still don't know what I'm up to. I have faith you feel the same as them. The city's been... People are enslaved by Tallulah and her wicked plans. And you too want to liberate them. We want to revive hope for the infected, so let's light the flame once more for this city. If you truly fight for the infected, then you're sure to agree. Now answer, Rhodes Island.
Are there really still, like, regular civilians in this city? That's fucked up, considering what they're trying to do with it. Blah, blah, blah. Catgirl. Blah, blah, blah. Reincarnation of the Demon King. Blah, blah. Seems legit. Guichie. No one would offer the infected any help. We were no volunteer army. We had nothing like the brave walk from the age of the Mikhail, the huge ears. We had no city of our own. We hardly even had fields to hill up. The originium grows on our skin. The scant few weapons we hold are stark. The snow in our mouths melts into water. Our stomachs are filled with grass, seed, and bark. And so they sang. You now have an image of Bane being killed by the killer rabbit from Monty Python. Good. As God intended. Oh, that was supposed to be a song, my bad. We were just some infected with nowhere to go. I became more and more sure. Coming to the Northern Tundra was the first right choice. Nothing but people with nowhere to... I ate my rice too fast, oh no. god, hiccups! Oh no! My life is ruined! Nothing but people with nowhere to go. Wherever you went. The city, set it up by common folk, trace country, looking on one another with suspicion and indifference, only out on the tundra. Do people become a little simpler? I will do my best not to choke. I wanted to go back south, but this time I wouldn't be going alone. Infected dying of frostbite and hunger on the tundra is not the same as infected dying of their illness in their own land. The infected should pioneer their own city. If Ursus doesn't allow it, then Ursus should be changed. Exile, abdication, leaving the country. In the end, you're still a homeless vagabond. Whenever you hold that peace, you admit, whenever you're told of a place that admit the infected, you were telling a fairy tale. If the infected wanted to regain their dignity, they needed strength, unity, and change in status quo. If we could gain the backing of the infected gorillas, then maybe this quest of ours would have some chance of success. It's important for the infected to regain their confidence. Crucial for us to have any sense of meaning in our lives. No doubt about it, it's here. Those patrolmen set up new sentries around the abandoned city. Those black-swatted, black-shelled vermin, chewing away at the core and not leaving a scrap even for us. The city's been derelict for over 10 years now. Its core facilities were towed away, and none of its inhabitants stayed behind. The buildings and the city plates might someday be pulled apart and picked clean, too.
Which noble stuff was this originally?
Baron Neva. Knifed to death in a riot. Every possible heir of his within 100 kilometers has already been uprooted.
Who did it? Sounds vicious.
Royalists. The First Army had plenty of them.
I don't get it, Tallulah. You said a few days ago, right? The rebellion was carried out by the current emperor and the old military noblemen. So why would the army help the emperor kill nobles?
The principal force driving the Great Rebellion was the age before it, those Ursus military nobles who stood to gain everything from Ursus's epoch of relentless outward expansion. After the new emperor ascended, it was naturally split out over every city. All the resources, the entire population they'd swallow up. At that time, most of Ursus's army was under the direct control of the military nobles, but the royalists were no slow thinkers. One fewer noble meant one less share of the spoils. Then once they disposed of the nobles, the silver made its way back to their pockets. The risk was high, but they had capital to make that foray. That's why during the Great Rebellion, past cities all saving their own hides, royalists probably inflicted the biggest losses on the families with a hand in the rebellions. So they say. If it was the actual rebel armies who held the advantage in the Great Rebellion, then the royalists would have been hanged and the emperor placed under house arrest, constantly forced by the prerogative of those goddamn putrefying nobles littering the military. All the dukes and their armies would have split Ursus up into countless smaller regimes. At least internally, they were sure that things would go that way. Don't forget, back in reality, all those young officers on the rise after the Great Rebellion played out as if they were siding with the new emperor. They were probably just siding with the money.
I see. At the end of it all, it was still fought for money.
Correct.
You have answers for everything, don't you, Tallulah?
The one who taught me all this was so arrogant, he didn't even care how much I took in. I could probably rattle off that crap without even thinking about it. Stealth brag!
That's enough. God knows you're pretty smart. Please stop calling her smart. I don't care how much political trivia she has. I'm sorry, she's kind of a dingleberry right now. Why come here? You already set up a place any person could live is gone. How'd you figure anything out of all their nonsense ramblings the past few days? How'd you figure out a patrol unit would be here?
All the villages in the area were planning to move. If a catastrophe is not coming, then that leaves only one reason. It's the rotten patrolmen coming to stay. If it were some army passing through, the villages wouldn't dare think of moving. It should be because the harvest season's just ended. The patrol unit will carry out their routine inspections now, making sure tax collectors haven't gone into their villages yet. The nearest city is still operating in Schreisburg. It's mainly a light industry. It's only stopped over here to procure resources at most. Most villages in the vicinity don't have a landholder protecting them, so these rotting patrolmen have flocked to them from all over. They must have seen things were ripe for the picking. Originally, they were just a ragtag organization of rogues tracking down the infected. Now they're all old geezers who on a rampage will stoop to any low. Then let's wipe them out. Our days here are a lot more peaceful if we do. We should. We don't have the capacity. So what the hell are we here to do? Aegis. Aegis are attacking the other sentries here. Gorillas? Right. Infected gorillas? Damn, that's... Man, Emperor above. It isn't easy to make contact with them. We've been piling up information for 3 whole months. We finally scooped an opportunity. I don't care much for when you said a few days ago you were looking for another group, but if I'd known you were looking for gorilla fighters, man, you have an easy time linking up with the Southern City infected. Is it really that hard to get in touch with these guys? If you want to survive the city, you must be protective about your intel and collaborators. If you want to survive out on the tundra, what you need is solid tactics and a lifestyle that keeps Ursa's spies guessing at all times. The infected have plenty of messengers, and the infected have their own methods and channels to get the signal out. The gorillas only ever talk to the tundra infected. The gorillas don't want to be found, that's the thing. Neither do they want to join up with anyone. They accept the infected into their group and train them to become fighters. Probably not exactly like I'm hoping, but the gorillas are still undoubtedly going strong, no signs of slowing down. At the very least, there have been 2 small gorilla bands who have exchanged resources with infected settlements 10 kilometers out. If the local infected won't talk, it wouldn't have been the army who left those fire pits outside their villages. Alright, here's what they're here to do. Destroy this freshly built sentry outpost and make sure the patrolmen go down with it. Everyone sit tight, be on alert. Patrolmen could be fleeing through those parts. The long way out from Shira... They've barely set up. They won't hold out. They'll retreat so long as they have been annihilated. Hide yourselves, and if we run into a couple of patrolmen at once, we won't be able to take... If we run into too many, we won't be able to take them out. You're going alone? Let me. I'm just that cool and competent and awesome and epic. You're treating us like cowards. No, I've never met people braver than you. It's just that you're not as awesome as me. You being alive is crucial. If you want to live down, if you want to be alive down the line, that's all the more reason they need you. Which is the better choice? You live or we sacrifice more for my sake? It should be pretty obvious. You're still looking down on us. I've put a great deal of thought into this decision, and everyone will be better off, by the way. Don't run your mouth. You're just pissed now. Like we're not all burning inside. If you think we don't understand you, newsflash, it feels like you don't bother getting what we think either. Decision means nothing to us. We came back to you all the way from Northwest. It wasn't for any decision. You fight well. You let us all eat. You taught us a hell of a lot more than we knew before. I don't understand you well, but as far as I'm concerned, you're no different from the city dwellers, or even the You're different. You are different. Not are no different. Than, the assholes in charge or whatever. You just don't want us to die? Look at us. You think we're scared? We're no cowards. Never even crossed your mind. Compared to drifting endlessly, we're a hell of a lot more prepared to die with you. What if I told you I saw this coming a long time ago, and just hoped you wouldn't do it this way? Why? Because I won't die. It's okay, let me go. Less casualties this way too. Besides, I'm the Deathless. In other words, a repulsive monster. Wait, Tallulah, like how will let anyone look down on us? Stop circle talking. Only executioners rank people by the murder in them. Rank people by the murder in them. Sure, that's a sentence. You've already won respect for the fact that you stepped forward. If anyone looks down on you, that's the one who truly deserves to be scorned. Fine. Wait, Tallulah, you're seriously going through with just a single sword? She's so cool, guys. Remember, my friends, books are more important than the sword. Kamen Rider Saber taught me that, my favorite TV show. She regretted a little. She didn't run into the stomach-dropping terror that was the gorilla. She didn't catch sight of their iconic Aegis. Never so much as glimpsed a single worn-out Earth's armament. None, nor any of the fabled towering Sarkaz who walked with the gorillas. For better or worse, she encountered the Yeti squad. And it was cold. She lit a fire and jumped into the last of the patrol unit's watchtowers. If the list doesn't burn, it's cold. Too cold! No, need to warm this place up a little. Oh no, she encountered good characters.
Sand, dust, and blood.
Not everyone knows Saber Kamen Rider named the Penis Spider? Why? Oh, or the pen is mightier. Dumb. I get it.
Yeti Squad, I'm cool. I swear to God, I'm cooler than your current leader. No. No, you're not.
Don't leave bloodstains. They're hard to clean.
Yeah, I get it now. I get it.
全員の行動力を奪う。それでいいだろう。
Follow me. Rock and roll.
Acknowledged.
命令を目を凝らせ。これこそがイベリアのデストレッツァ。
Now's the time to help everyone out.
Made up your mind? Fool. For what reason hast thou come?
Apple pie.
Yet another evil map that won't let me deploy units on crucial tiles. How dare.
チェーンソーのうなり声が聞こえる? Can I? Yeah. Apple pie.
Need speed to succeed.
Oh God!
May the light indeed.
I didn't even. How is there only just now a guy deployed up there? Didn't even notice that was a thing. Rip.
What do you find? Thy pleas falleth upon deaf ears.
Mission accomplished.
Hey, sub, how you doing? It's what left the deepest impression on her current self. It was the day her noble life came to an end. Doing splendid. That last direct was fire. Did you get a lot of stuff you wanted, sub? Hey, very nice. You're back. I thought you weren't fond of that sword. Why carry it on your person? Just may as well. Oh. The smell of mud has stuck to your clothes. No smell of blood, though. Nor anything singed. Your maidservant mentioned you in a rush to meet me. So much so you did not bathe nor change. Let me hazard a guess. You haven't done anything. Did you find a better way, Tallulah? Of dealing with this thorn in our side? You found a better way and thus did not do as I told you. Is that it? You didn't just want me to eliminate Major Antonio. You tried to trick me into killing a child. Cachet. A child. Antonio was taking his son on a trip, and you had me frame him so that the Ganderbead would beat him to his death on his way to the next city over. His son would have had no chance of escaping. Hey, Ninja, welcome back. I have no idea. She's suddenly talking to Cachet. she met the Yeti squad and fought them. And now all of a sudden we're here. I have no idea if this is a flashback within a flashback or if he was hanging out nearby. New Mario, WarioWare, and Pikmin Mario RPG you can emulate, but it's still cool. Not talking about Persona Plus Raving Rapids. Rip. I'm happy for you, though. Yeah, nothing for me personally, but a lot of cool stuff got shown off. Antonio makes an art of covering himself. You should have easily been able to tell the young boy was not his son. I've taught you this. In times we have greater goals, we cannot avoid making sacrifices in our morality and resources. Given you've let Antonio go, the next time he surfaces may well be the residence of some Victorian service official. Those horrid felines will then surely make a point of our 4 neighboring cities' shipping routes for the whole year. And take it as a pretense to identify our trading partners, investigate our resources, draw an outline of the import, and export itineraries and produce a clear grasp of our defense arrangements. I've already destroyed the files. Wonderful! Very well done. You're quite capable, aren't you? First direct with the BF. Hey! You'd never seen one, so it was... It was clear I had no idea what was going on. He got to fanboy. Awesome. That's rad. Tallulah, how do you intend to clarify? To all assert that Antonio had never seen those records before. If he did not know their contents, why take them with him? How would you prove that he betrayed your dukedom? Betray Ursus. Why didn't you question him or seize him? Why go straight to eliminating him? Was that her or him? Oh, that was her. Abadab. She's asking the questions, not him. I do not need to give proof. Questioning him would grant him the opportunity to dispute his charges and escape punishment. His conduct cannot go pardoned. If he may have possibly done so, then as far as I'm concerned, as far as Ursus is concerned, the laws and decrees are... Yep. You really need to say it that way. Oh, yeah, yeah, how did your BF react to the elephant? I'm sorry. Elephant. He cannot. He is not allowed to have possibly done so. Antonio has already been dealt with. After you destroyed the files, my scales cleaned up the remainder for you. I knew it. I just knew you wouldn't let him go. I've only been training you ceaselessly so that you may step by step become ever better. Now you see that you have once again failed my expectations. You did not work as you did last time, Tallulah. What? Excellent. Furry? Your performance at the Shivuta conference was outstanding, and you ought to admit that you revel in how it feels. How it feels to stand on a peerless summit. Don't ridicule me. Everything about you only strokes the anger in me to a roar. Then you must surely revel in even more in the feeling of perfection. I'm very clear on your misgivings, and I understand how you think. That's why the scales let that boy acting as his son run free. How about that, Tallulah? That wasn't something out of reach of your lone capability, was it? The boy in question was his son. I know it was. I ran a DNA test because I'm awesome. It makes no difference if he wasn't. When that boy comes of age, he'll find you and he'll take revenge for his father. Then perhaps you should prepare. Prepare for some far-flung moment to take revenge for your own father. Tallulah, the one who killed him, is alive and well. I've given you this answer before. You must be sufficiently trained to the point you are capable of avenging him. And currently you are not. You can shut up now, Cachet. Accepting that, Tallulah, accepting your own personal wants, do I have ever higher hopes that you may become an outstanding individual? An executioner? A lead gendarmare? I have no idea if that's a real word or not. I'm butchering the pronunciation. I'm sorry, I have no idea what that is. A noble officer, a conspirator, a killing machine of a caster? When you say an outstanding individual, is that what you mean? Tallulah? Tallulah, no! Bad! Bad girl! I long for an heir, and I can't get laid. You know I can't. Look at me, I'm a fucking ghoul. I never imagined you'd say something so sickening outright. But, well, I'm sorry, Duke. Your hopes are all fruitless. Why did you say it like that unless you were planning on dropping a giant strawberry on his head? I can see you've gotten fired up. Tell me then, Tallulah. Tell me something. What is it you've gone that has you so pleased with yourself? Half a year ago, I held a small splinter of originium ore, and can you guess what I did with it? I shoved it up my ass! I mean, in my own arm. Oh? With wonderful results. I'm infected already. I'm an infected now, Duke Cachet. My life is wound short, and your schemes, your plans, your investments, all for naught. You have no way to use me ever again. Everything I am was by your own design, wasn't it? And now no longer. Ah, a truly unforeseen method. Does it taste good? The flavor of your conspiracy bled dry. This rice is off the chain, yo. I've already become what Ursus and the world at large most reviles. We most despicable infected across the cities, tundras, and barrens. And if your sister saw you like this, she would be happy. Don't you... What is it that made you scheme? Rebel against me so, my daughter? You! You deceived me and lied to me. You told me Wei Yanwu was the mastermind of the murder of my father. You told me they confronted you together, drove you out of Lungmen. You never told me what role you played in my father's death, even if Wei Yanwu killed him, even if he is guilty, even if he deserves to die for it. You can't escape blame either. On the surface, he looks calm already to drop bombs, but he keeps on forgetting what he wrote down. The whole crowd goes so loud, he opens his mouth, but the words won't come out. He's choking now. Everybody's choking now. Clock's run out. Time's up. Over. Out! She wishes. Her rap game is weak. On the surface, you treat your subjects well. Help with the settling villages, give the infected stable residence. But in actuality, you have the infected and your residents living entirely different lives. You let the inhabitants feed their own egos and on the infected. You've taken the city plundering its own residents and embellished it to a duty. The point that they push around the infected and nomadic non-dwellers to bring themselves comfort. You don't like to hate a new thing, with the exception of knowing the people behind it. Mostly backfire, so you get pleasantly surprised. That's cool. It's always nice when people actually get better. Instead of just consistently being crap. Like M. Night Shyamalan. He actually makes good movies now again, apparently. This your dukedom? This your city and rule? You use inadequate inequality to mold a facade? To expand your influence? I can't endure it any longer. Even if I didn't fault your hypothetical means and your twisted tricks, your pathological lies and false benevolence already have me at wit's end. I've taught you this before, Tallulah. I've taught you in this period of excessive calm, they cannot accept mutual equal treatment. Not unless we draw this period of mediocrity to an end. You and I may accept their autonomy, just as the Colombians and Syracusans have, but what of themselves? They will elect their next consul and their next lord because they do not esteem others. They only fear authority and violence. Not only that, they don't allow for anyone braver than themselves, smarter than themselves, kinder, more merciful. Not unless you're their duke or emperor. You sympathize with them. You sympathize with my subjects, with the residents who are forced back against the wall by tax collectors and bureaucrats. That Disney show Primos that people think is racist, you read/saw response to the backlash, and it's not pretty. Uh-oh. I know one of the voice actresses tried to comment on it and just came across as a insensitive idiot. Did we get anything beyond that? That is wonderful. Moreover, even you continue to force yourself to spit vile slurs that humiliate the infected so. I do vaguely recall you constantly made revisions to my policies, even greater attempts to protect them, so much so you didn't even feel the citizens' wrath. I've spent a great deal of time ironing their moods out, Tallulah. I'm not sympathizing with them. You certainly do love them. Why, you... I'm very gratified, Tallulah, that you should truly care for them. You've come to resemble me more and more, my daughter. Who the hell gave you the right to keep saying this crap? Your superficial actions will not and cannot succeed. What makes you think you know what I'm going to do? You don't have the power. No matter, should all people in some decide to reach a single good outcome, these people will as ever still fail. Tallulah, it is because of that golden outcome of theirs and your daydreams are fundamentally distinct. You have no ability to make differing people endorse some identical action. Their disputes will clash and evolve, and cannot be avoided. How can a Sarkaz face a Sancta? How can a soul from Kashmiras face a soul from Ursus? How can a sturdy yet toilsome bear face an arrogant yet impotent hippogriff? We got hippogriffs in this world? Okay. You think to let them know how to act? What an arrogant notion, my daughter. You wish to take this appearance, this rank of yours, and appeal to them to do something. Of course, this I know. You certainly could do so. Tallulah, in time you will rule those destined to follow you. You've inherited the Black Snake's knowledge. The Red Dragon's blood flows through you. You walk the Bear's land, and you thumb through the Hippogriff's history. You're so cool and awesome and have so much backstory and so many different aspects to your personality and history. You're like the Avatar from Avatar: The Last Airbender, or something. That's how that works, right? What? I still haven't watched Avatar. I don't know. No person should be born to be ruled by another. But they crave your rule. For all their lives, they're waiting someone like you to rule over them. Ursus may well tremble for you, my daughter. Those who rule the others will inevitably be ruled by themselves by the stronger cachet. Now that's a concept close to me. Let me give you a final lesson then. We will come to transcend this sort of transient worldly rule. The last emperor is dead, yet the shadow cast upon these great lands of ours. He will force his force of mind have already passed beyond that era. The VA only said, "Oh yeah, I saw that, Dust. We were talking about that a little bit last night before we watched Kiva, or maybe it was before then. Yeah, I forget when we talked about it, but we talked about that before. Yeah, the fact that the fucking same thing applies to English. Yeah, that voice actress is a fucking idiot. He inherited the true empire of Ursus, sustains Ursus's flourishing lands, lets the people of Ursus live. Should we lose the sun, the luxuriant branches and stems that Ursus grows will once wither away. And that will remain across the world all that will remain is inferior creatures, even more putrid, sucking the nutrients from each other. Those people you have seen, they take pleasure in savagery, widespread slaughter, masochism, and are at once fearful and selfish. You dream of education and ideology to draw them in, enlighten them, but you don't know whether they bear not the slightest interest in what you have to say. You deserve to know this. They survived across this world of ours for countless years and have become accustomed to certain deep-rooted way of life. I win. It doesn't help that the dialogue with everything involving her is like super stilted. Like, I think it's because, like, obviously, like, this guy's a noble and she was raised by him, so like I'm sure it's intentional, but their speech pattern is so fucking awkward. Human beings don't talk this way. You are merely but a stranger, crashing in it. So-called rulers, so-called nobles, so-called armies. Merely people of strength, the people lapped in luxury. The lack of music is also not helping, right? Just the very, very slight ambient, scary sounds going on in the background. Merely strength of people lapped in luxury who withstood no training. Domains can shift, armies can rebuild, rules can fall to ruin. No rule can endure except where the voluntary will of Ursus people follows. They will never be ruled. They only press forth forever. The small charity you make is exchanged for obedience, for unrealistic expectations. And how would you know what they're meant to be? It's Ursus that ravaged them to this point. I'm very clear about it, all too clear. This is why you think they'll go with you, for their bread, their potatoes, their clean water and bonfires. Is this how you would promise them? Fucking potatoes. New season of Hellsing is looking very boring. I might have to start skipping this dialogue, because this is killing me. Like, they are saying so much without saying anything. I don't even know when we are right now. I have to assume that this happened before she went to live in the village with the old people. I have to assume that this is a flashback within a flashback. But good God. Fuck if I even know. She defended the bad grammar, saying the protagonist doesn't know Spanish and is just learning it. And it's not made for Latin X. Still hate that word. But for Hispanics living in the US, but Disney is the one promoting it as Hispanic and Latin. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, then the show's a fucking huge mess either way. Like, whatever they're trying to sell it as, they're clearly doing a bad job. And they're clearly making shit worse with their response to the backlash. Just, good God, what a mess. You carry such unrealistic fantasies, you'll hate them. And shit. I'm not you. I'm nothing whatsoever like you. You're both kind of annoying idiots. I think you're pretty similar. Can't you see you are me? You've simply not been roused from your daydreams yet. In truth, you can and may leverage all that you have at hand. If you have some goal, then go. Use terror to destroy terror. Use life to rule life. Use sacrifice to guide sacrifice. Use ignorance to breed ignorance. Use suffering to manufacture suffering. He keeps saying the same thing, phrased differently, 5 different times. He's like Tommy 2 Time from Goodfellas. Like, you don't need to do that. Never you refer to a Latino as Latinx unless you want a broken bottle in the face. You're only half joking. Yeah, like, I don't interact with it enough. Like, I'll probably don't. I mean, I talk on the internet, so I'll probably get in trouble at some point. But yeah, like, Latinx just does not sound natural. Just a dump truck of lore all at once. Even you can't keep track of it, Ninja, and you're a Honkai veteran. So you know that this is kind of a mess. You've learned all these methods, they're already at your arms. That's all that's left is to make use of them. Until your beloved people understand, in the truest sense of the word, their country and the significance of their existence. I can't even tell what you're spouting this hell-ridden doctrine for, if anything. All it is a fact. All this you will confront. How about this, my daughter? You don't trust me, so I'll make a wager with you. In these many years, the originium arts I've cultivated in you have long since budded. Their time to fruit is already now. In your life to come, you need only raise doubt of all you persist in. Only the slightest hatred of the ones who proclaim your compatriots, and those who think you ought to be free. And you will immediately settle this wager between us. It is whether that in that moment you will walk the path I taught you. Perhaps in these coming years you'll be fortunate enough to avoid those conditions. You may yet, with sheer luck, be living in a fairy tale land. Perhaps the people you will chance to have secret sorrows. They can be understood or explained, or they were forced into helplessness. I can wait. This country can wait. Be it 3 years, 5, a decade, a century, you'll only arrive at the same answer. That you will not live as an infected life. You will not live an infected's life along. I know that day will come. The Empire of Ursus finds itself in a period of repeated ailment. Crops will not grow on the soil of the barrens. Soil in the shadow can only bear forth flowers of corruption. You may be betrayed by those you adored. You may witness moments in which your friends die for you. You may realize the expectations you hold for the future have lost all meaning. Because all that you do in other people's eyes still cannot make up for the pressure you bring about with your appearance, your status. You will realize it can all be sacrificed. You'll realize they all love themselves more than their neighbors. You'll come to know that your proud struggle symbolizes nothing. You'll come to see these great lands you throw yourself at do not want you. See your thoughts, actions become non-existent. You'll see them sprung apart. Yep, life sucks. Life sucks all around. These people you call noble are nothing but ambling corpses. All I have encountered, you will encounter too. You want me to surrender to who? No, I truly am using these arts. There is no deception nor threat. That said, my arts are utterly feeble. All I have taught you constitutes the foundations of these arts. In the moment you reject me, it will carry no impact whatsoever. But should you recognize me, should you have understood me, should you realize just the sort of world you're standing in, tick-tock, tick-tock, you'll become me. Versus the future from them will be in your hands. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, okay, this is where the possession things come in, so that was a spoiler. So basically, he put some kind of incantation on her that will just kind of not really do it. From what I'm maybe he's not being literal, but I'm going to assume that that was a spoiler earlier and that this is what's going on. Because for all this game has spelled out, it's not nearly as deep as the text would lead you to believe it is. At least this aspect of it. He put a spell on her that, like, does nothing, as far as I can tell, except monitor her mental well-being. And the second that she finds herself thinking the same way he does, I assume, the second she gives up trying to go about rebellion nobly, like being genuinely altruistic or whatever, I'm guessing that the second she kind of realizes how futile it is when it will give him, like, reign to take over. Like she will effectively become possessed by him or whatever. And that's when the change happens that everybody's talking about, how she just suddenly started acting different. At some point in these flashbacks, she's going to see something that, like, realizes, oh, now I understand why he's a bastard. And it's going to make her a bastard too. As opposed to the idiot that she is currently. That's my guess. I don't know what the fuck any of that means. Conscious manipulation, thought suggestion. Have you gone insane? It was you who taught me to withstand those arts. It was you who taught me how to break through from the Psyche's Originium arts. That would at least explain why I had to say the same thing 5 times over. Sure. Stop. You haven't missed all that much, Neo. Like, it's literally all flashbacks. It's flashbacks to Tallulah's past, intercut with the Doctor and Amia Rosemontis and company trying to make their way to the control tower. And it's like no stories really happening there either. The only story beats you have missed is stuff about Tallulah's past, and it's thus far very obvious stuff that doesn't really add anything other than a couple extra hours of cutscenes. Why would I use such contemptible, destructive arts on my own heir? My arts only expedited a course of events, expedited your recognition of this great world of ours, your questioning of yourself. I hate this guy. I hate this guy, not because of his actions, not because the game never even properly explained who the fuck he is, not because of what he's done to Tallulah, but because of how he talks. I hate this guy. Sans these arts, all this still would have happened. They were just going to get you there a little faster. Everyone in the city living a make-believe normal life has to learn how to hypnotize themselves. They are skilled in escaping the facts, taming themselves with rules and morals, using the lowly shell of the loser to hide just how easily harmed they are. Is this male Schrodinger? He's not that bad. He's not that bad. He is at least an actual character who is physically on the screen. Schrodinger is a goddamn disembodied voice that does nothing but shoot technobabble out of her ass. I supplied you with a set of armor, a sort of arms, and an ego. These can save your self-doubt and self-harm in the course of it all. Save you from your distress, your struggle, conserve your time. You'll stand up even faster when you're not kicked out by reality, and you will be reborn. You needn't spend too much of your life denying your own self. All I've taught you will once again bear anew within your mind. Yeah, okay, he's making it too obvious. It's totally what I described. Yeah, that's absolutely what he did to her, and that's absolutely what's going to happen. He's literally just explaining it. He's literally just explaining the same thing phrased slightly differently about the fact that she's going to change the second she, like, gives into despair or whatever. The black snake shall walk with you. It will never die. Are you cursing me? Are you trying to use yourself to mold me? No, it's not a curse. It's a blessing. I bless you, my daughter. The moment you wake from your unrealistic fancy of human nature, you'll be... I get it. You're full of fucking bullshit, old man. I never taught you such, inflammatory vernacular. But it may serve to... I'm glad you learned I'm glad you learned how to curse. It's cool that you know how to curse. Wanna be Junko. Yeah, obviously you didn't teach me how to curse because you're a noble or whatever. I probably had to pretend to be proper for however long I've been here. I gotta start skimming. I have to. I'm sorry. I've been trying to avoid it. But, like, this conversation is going nowhere. Your bullshit has nothing to do with me. I'll have no part of it. None. If you were actually listening to a word he fucking said, you'd realize you don't really have a choice in the matter. Just say a thing! Just fucking say a thing once and be done with it! Yeah, I'm gonna say the same thing very slightly differently 3 times! If I were to make a Sentai of favorite characters for each color, what would it look like? Oh god, that's hard. I literally have to look at a chart of all the Rangers or Sentai in that case. And think it through. And I'm skimming, but I don't have time to do that right now. I'll try and do that later in the background when we're watching Kiva. No one told you could define my aspirations. No, of course not. We are... Yeah. No, I'm sorry. I think I'm done with this. No, I'm not you. You're not me. You're not me. Do you hate me? Of course I do, bastard.
Only the lobe of my lung. Your strike was not accurate.
I won't hate you, Cachet. I may hate your endless, long-winded, rancid sophistry, but you yourself haven't earned my hate. He's earned mine. I pity you. Your death is a testament to your loneliness. A vain attempt to turn yourself into Mirage. But you know the sheer absurdity of all you espouse. Not that you'll be able to know now. Please don't. Please. Are you about to spend half an hour talking to a corpse?
Wonderful. With my death, Wei may yet feel a weight off of him. I look forward to when you bear your regret, your hate.
Okay. So yeah, this is the thing. So she kills him, but like he's gonna be reborn through her or some shit. Okay. And that's where the possession thing comes in.
Your end is in me.
I live inside you forever. No! Very carefully pulls out the sword from his chest. Her mind is somewhere far away. The seed's already planted, waiting to sprout. Oh, you're watching Go Busters, yeah? Very nice.
And so you came all the way to where we were.
All of that was years ago now.
After Cachet died, did anything happen in the city? Did you run into any trouble?
If anything else happened, I probably wouldn't have even reached your village. In the city after I left, I heard Cachet's domain and wealth quickly carved up amongst the Fourth Army. As far as I go, nobody cares. Who'd care about some city girl? Not when she made herself scarce. I did wander too far, though. I only came to my senses when I was already at the old couple's place. Trust me, back then, my brain was the picture of a mess. I can barely remember what I had encountered along the way.
Ma'am said the day you came you were bloody, tip to tail. It was half a miracle to that she could still wash those clothes clean. Did you ever wonder if maybe our village would secretly kill you?
Where the fuck is this coming from? That's an actual legitimate question. We can't have that. We need to circle talk for 5 hours.
I'm just guessing.
You wouldn't do that. Your harvests were good. You just put out the evening dances bonfire. You'd fenced Burden Beast. Decorations hung outside on the walls. Your lives might have been tough, but you still enjoyed how you lived. You wouldn't have killed me. After that, not even the dance would feel right anymore. Who kills someone and then stays calm as a lake? Only vicious monsters would. And they're not common at all.
Don't you think you're too optimistic about people?
I've seen too many bad things. In many cases, they were done without those by another choice. Or without any whatever. Talk like a normal human being. If they had the choice to make, I know the vast majority of people across the whole wide world would choose to be good people. And nothing like what Cachet said. And for the record, I agree with that. For the record, I am also an optimist. I just also believe that nothing good will ever happen to me, ever. Like, I actually totally agree with that. But, like, again, I'm sorry, you're an idiot. Maybe that makes me an idiot too, but, like...
He said all people were disgraceful and you'd hate him in their evil end.
You'd hate... Whatever.
All because you're so kind-hearted. What a horrible curse to want to make. It's about as poisonous as words can get.
You don't get out much, do you? If you think that's the worst thing someone can say to someone. That's why I'm sure I'll never hate anyone. Everything they do has a reason behind it.
You want me to watch over you?
Maybe that wouldn't be so bad.
What about after I'm gone? You'll have to figure things out on your own.
Oh. Is it that simple? Hating someone? Okay, so somebody's gonna kill this bitch. And then she'll be like, grrr! And then old man in a young girl's body. Got it. Creepy. It's bad luck to be so ominous, you know.
We'll always have to confront it. Us infected sooner or later have to make our exits. Taking the time we have left, doing something that makes it so, makes the fact we live worthwhile. There's nothing bad about that.
I think the same way. It might not be easy, Alina, but I still believe the infected should reunite as one. We should find where we belong again in Ursus. If possible, this world should in turn examine its own deeds. After that, it's not just the infected. I am henceforth not even acknowledging anytime they say the same thing twice. Whether it's literally the same thing or the phrased slightly differently. Regardless of country, regardless of race, regardless of your background. Like father, like daughter! You see what I mean? We'll see our way all those things that divide us. We should all have lives where we deserve to be equally loved. If someone stands in the way of that life, we'll take back what's rightfully ours.
If you want to do it, you could give it a trial run first.
That's why I'll never hate anyone, ever. On an unrelated note, I'm going to check my phone. There's this new thing called Twitter, and I've got to check it out. Red, Marvelous, Blue, Saizo. Yo, Saizo, good choice. Yellow, Haruka. Green, Makito. Pink, Raptor, good one. Black Guy. White, Makoto! Or Mikoto. And 6, Jiro. Very good choices. Yeah, like I said, I'd have to genuinely look at my chart for Sentai and think about it. But very good choices. We'd probably be wiped out to the last.
Wasn't your first step to challenge Ursus anyway?
No matter what we do, it's all a challenge to Ursus. But when we give, we gain some. Despite the fact that the return isn't certain to be for us. Black Guy. His name is Guy. His name is Guy Yuki, or just Guy. Black Condor.
I can't call to mind things as wicked as you could, but my impression is that all things in this world might not be as up.
Just saying black guy out of nowhere, out of context. Oh, dear. World might not be as good as you often suppose. You mean?
Tallulah, do you only give so that you can gain?
No.
I know, but you need to think of it that way.
I won't. I definitely won't. I definitely won't be a bitch ever. I believe all the good we've done will bear fruit, and the reason is simple to match. They deserve the result. Because the creatures of this world deserve that fruit.
Okay, let's go. Are you gonna join with the gorillas?
I need them to approve of me first.
It'll be difficult.
It'll take more than difficulty to slow me down. Easier than saying the ranger name in a lot of instances, yeah.
Frost Nova, he's here, the person who helped us back there.
Keep your bolts knocked. You're just like the rumors say, so cold, you Yetis. Cold enough to outstrip this awful winter weather. Are you their commander? Infected? Yes. You need to explain then. Why are you wearing an Ursus military officer's uniform? Yeah, that's really stupid of you. I've come up with a lot of lies for that. Any preference? Fire. Wait! You don't do humor, did you? I repeat. An idiot. You want these people as your allies in your noble crusade to try to liberate a marginalized group of people. And you just witnessed the fact that they can freeze you to death. Why would you think it's appropriate to joke? Never mind wearing that uniform in the first place. Should have changed clothes a year ago. What's wrong with you? Megumi from Live Man, nice. Not too familiar with her, but cool, cool. You don't do humor, do you? Are you the Yeti Squad's leader? Why haven't you fired?
She really did help us just now, sister, I promise.
It's true, Yetis. I came here to seek assistance as well as to assist you. Assist us? Let's shake on it, Captain Yeti. When conveying sincerity, I always hope to go equal and dignified route. I hope we can both have ourselves a dignified, tranquil, level dialogue. Go fuck yourself. Try it. I think I've pegged who you are. Require rolling too pricey. Those originium crystals carrying over your arts, don't they? If I'm able to melt your ice, would you be willing to hear me out for a bit? Dream on. You wouldn't. Let's try it. I swear to God, if we don't get to see... that conversation might actually be interesting. Like, actually seeing her win over these allies little by little. I say that, but we might get that. And odds are the way a lot of this is being written, it's gonna overstay its welcome, but... we'll see.
Ciao, Doctor.
I definitely gotta take a break after this. I'm already out of sip.
What the hell does all that mean?
Are they watching the flashbacks too? Rhodes Island Wheel.
We invite you to fight with us. That's what I said. I only speak Urson. You asked me in Urson, so you should have understood. You know those Chernobog industrial machines much better than us, yes? You must have tried a lot more trading and such things than we have. You'll better fight us. If you want into the tower, you have to make a plan to shut down this thing. Can't let it close the... I got the hiccups again. We need to split our forces, sending at least 3/4 of our men to protect the infected around the city, or they're doomed. Doomed! Reunion under Tallulah is out of control. We've seen them revenge killings in Chernobog. Even with just 1/4 of our full strength, we have what it takes to beat Tallulah's stupid guards, but... we could use some help right now. We'd be able to better capitalize on our victories if we had it. Our altars are down. The devils are handy in a fight, but they've got nothing on the captain's legendary strength. We need more firepower. Who calls the shots for you? Is it the cultists or the feline? You're both bloody strong. You can handle it.
You'll have to ask Mia. I don't know, Doc. I just fucking work here.
Cultists, what do you say?
Sarah, what matters is if your reunion are still dedicated to helping the infected.
You didn't say anything. You just walked up to me and said that that's my plan.
As long as it's not some infected Ursus political project, we'll proudly agree. But I'm worried.
About what?
There are still a lot of open wounds from our conflicts with reunion. We can't overlook them. We could say we're willing to forgive or beg forgiveness, but we have to think about those we've lost or suffered. Especially, reunion killed my friend. And we just killed somebody you looked up to. I get it. I killed your family, didn't I? You can't forgive that.
But you're infected! We don't let you in. If we don't let you in, we'll be disobeying orders. Our court orders are to crush Tallulah and her minions, and anyone who disobeys that order is to be killed.
So you're letting it go? Can you let it go?
Yes. You killed our family, you killed our commander, our leader, our captain. But we're not going to come to blows over it.
You don't want revenge?
Of course we do. I'm not done yet. Let me finish, you stupid kitty. Whatever has got between us personally doesn't matter in the face of the mission. There's more important place to direct our hate.
Hate?
You get it, don't you, feline? That caught us with you as a kid with a head in the clouds, just like the captain said.
Don't talk about Amiya like that.
If you really buy into her dreams of reforming everybody, then by all means, go along with her. You'll get stabbed in the back, and you won't know it till it's too late. You won't be able to save your friends. It sounds good in theory, but you can't really put it into practice. And us? We believe in the captain. All this way, he showed us a different way, beyond the endless walls of Ursus. He showed us a noble path of revenge and ruin.
Path of ruin?
To ruin our enemies. Pick out your enemies and then ruin them.
But who is your enemy? Can you really act like it's a good thing to spread hate, hurt people, start wars, and generally cause misery? Haven't you lost enough friends? Didn't Ursus...
The last emperor promised us an end to this war. We believed in that vision. but I don't see an end in you. Should we reason with them? They don't listen. Some people are asses. And some are just evil and need to die. Listen to me, feline.
Yeah.
You won't get the satisfaction you want from killing your enemies for the simple reason that that's not where it is. If you're committed to that path, then take it all away. Kill everything, cleanse this country of its filth, and when you last look over the silent white field of snow, then you can finally know happiness. Think about it, and then we start killing. Kill the monster in the tower who sent our people to die, the tyrants who lord over the cities, the useless eaters, and the traitors in the army. And at last, kill the miserable Ursus ministers who poison the Emperor with their lies. Kill them all. Then look back and see what you've done. See those who deserve to live on, their peaceful lives free from the starvation being forced upon them. That's what you're doing here, right? You kill those who kill your friends.
You want to kill Tallulah.
See, like, this guy's kind of doing the same thing. Like, we got a little bit of, like, the repeating stuff, but, like, I don't mind this. Like, there's a little bit of that, but, like, I'm much more invested in this whole conflict than I am in, fucking, Tallulah's backstory, just because of how generally not likable she's been. It's bad when I feel more connection to fucking faceless, nameless mooks than her. Red Nobu, my dude. And, Momo. I forget who Momo is. Garu, good. Haruka sweet. Pink Saikuya? It's either Sakuya or Sayaka. I'm not sure which one either way. Black Ine brother and Noel, good. Momotaro? Oh, Momoy. Dawn Brothers, I'm guessing? His full name is not Momotaro. It's just a pun.
What else could we want? Will the captains ever be able to rest in peace as long as she lives? What about Yelena and her Yetis? Will the countless other members she used as cannon fodder? We've been waiting for a savior, a good emperor, a hero, and we're sick of waiting. What did all of that waiting get us? Our great emperor has fallen with no one to carry on his legacy. Greedy, self-interested men fighting over the scraps, ripping our country in two and milking the people dry. Our savior was buried alive, and a hero died right in front of us. Not that you would understand. Well, maybe you'll understand something else, feline. Have you ever lost a loved one?
I literally just said that you killed my family too, fam.
I was gonna say, yeah, Power Rangers is a lot easier. I'd still have to think on it a little bit. I need a chart in front of me, but yeah. Andros, Sky, Bridge, yes. Chip, yes. Pink, Jen, White, Alyssa. Black, Tommy. Good. Black Tommy is underrated. Black Ranger Tommy. Should make that clear. Tommy never wore blackface, thank God. Yeah, Noel's cool. Isn't Neo's question just the plot of that X-Aid movie? A little bit. In the X-Aid movie, they were allowed to pick Sentai and Riders. Not just Sentai, but basically, yes. RJ! Hell yeah. Boob and Virgil. I mean Eric. I mean Virgil.
I can see it in your eyes.
I'm done talking to you.
But you'll listen, feline. You have the eyes of a warrior. The ceiling layer is still rising. That doesn't stop at all.
It'll take some time to adjust the Urginium drive.
That'll not take too long. If this thing seals up, then all hope of a trial goes out with it for at least a few hundred years.
You girls don't just fight for the infected.
Obviously! The infected are just one reason to fight. You can have as many as you want. The one and only reason we took the Tundra was the injustice and disorder of Ursus. The captain told us the infected didn't have to live like this. It's Ursus that tortures the infected to achieve their ends. Picture it, our great march. The captain brought us all here. Could that really be just for the infected? We crossed from border to border, passing by all the hardened cities, taking control of the lifeblood of the Empire, uniting to strike at the heart of the rotten country. Don't tell me you've never considered it, Curtis. You're not like this just because you're infected. If they treated everyone right, equally, you wouldn't have gotten you wouldn't have even gotten infected. Think about it. How many city dwellers, nobles, merchants, and performers got infected? And then how many out in the wilderness and the outskirts? That's why we need to get revenge.
On who?
Everyone who gets in our way! Revenge good!
Revenge bad! Amiya. Hmm? Don't you hate the people who made us what we are? I'm not talking about I'm not talking about righting the wrongs of the infected. I mean, it's wrong to turn this into like a way to blow off steam. That's what's wrong. They did this to us for their own sakes. They turned us into monsters, and I hate them.
Preach it, sister. You go, girl.
No. That's not right.
I like this guy. We can keep him. I'm sorry. This is gonna hurt.
I'm sorry, Amiya. This shouldn't have happened to you. It's not right. But Amiya, why do you say that? Don't you think we should hate them? You can't say they didn't steal our lives from us. I don't want to forget. I don't want to forget my friends and family. I could have worn clothes I liked, gone to school when I go to the school I wanted. Could have gotten to know my mom and dad and everyone. My brothers. Rosmatis, calm down. I can't. I won't let this go, Amiya. I can't. If I have to get hurt to protect them, if I have to suffer to keep them from suffering, then I'll take it all. If killing the people who ruined our lives would make you feel even a little better, and if you're not willing to do it, then let me do it for you.
Rosmatis, Amiya, we got transmission from the engineer team. Something weird's happening. The drive system isn't moving. Is it the enemy? Captain, if you can hear me, this is... No, they must be... Captain, look out for... Get back, Champagne!
I could have had chicken nuggies. You had chicken nuggies for breakfast! Not good enough. I want them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and the doctor won't let me. What happened? Come in. Do you copy? Lavica! Bluish silver!
Okay, maybe it's good that these random people they keep mentioning aren't playable. That might be the actual stupidest code name in the game. Bluish silver. Everybody's posting these favorite ranger lists. What's everybody's favorite bluish silverish ranger? Rich feline. Thank you for clipping, screen capping that, Ninja. Real good.
No.
The ceiling there is still rising.
Did the engineer team get ambushed? No, it can't be. Bluish silver, she... I'll can't reach her. Brah. I can't feel her anymore.
Prepare the explosives. Let's blow the whole joint.
If we destroy the ceiling layer, it'll take a few blocks with it. There's still infected who don't want to join Reunion hiding in that area.
There's no time. If we keep waiting, only more people will die. We've lost comms. If you don't like my plan, then give us a better one.
No. Absolutely not. No. I get where you're coming from. I don't know, it's just... my team, my squad, They did everything right. How could this happen to them? If you need strength, if you need to destroy, I can do it. I can do better. Rosmatis, that's not the issue right now. Don't go sicko mode. Rosmatis! Oh god, she's morbid out! Rosmatis, curl your fingers! I just care. Destroy.
What? The ceiling layer stopping?
I can't do it!
I can do this! I feel great! Yes, yes, yes! I'm awake! I'm wide awake! Why am I doing that into the cup? An explosion! No way, the feline! She tearing that thing apart? What? How? It's almost like... Shh!
Let her go. It's Shantae's birthday. Hey, happy birthday. Happy birthday to the best girl of many, many fine Vidya. Like the first time you saw Frostnova and Tallulah, isn't it? Just wait until our infections get worse. Maybe you'll see some more.
I'm Oh, my head. Miss Mantis, I've got you. Hold on tight. Don't let go.
You shredded the ceiling there all by yourself? Not for long, but it should be enough to get us through the sector at least.
Medic! It's scratching me. Scratching at me. Those are negative emotion side effects of the direct arts. They also do with bluish memories. I'm sorry, I can't say your name without laughing. Miss Mantis, look at me. Look into my eyes.
Black lines flow from the finger of the Lord of the Fiends right into the feline's eyes. She really is.
I know, Amia. I know. Don't ever do that again. If I tell you, you'll... sorry. I won't change.
Well done, feline. You really did it. Brothers, let's move out. Through the fire and the flames we carry on! You should rest here a while, Rhodes Islanders.
Just give me a minute, Guerrilla Fighter. We don't have a way to stay in communication. Even the operator with you doesn't have the comms we need to carry out this operation. If the shield guards really need our help, then you have to know what we're going to do at least.
Good thinking. Couldn't hurt to give you a minute. Especially with all this little feline did for us.
Rose Mantis, I'll be fine. I have to keep fighting. I have to find my team. Okay, I know. It's Madame Chen again.
Oh, hey, it's that character I still don't have that I really want. So you're really going back? Definitely. But you told me I don't know if your friend in Ursus is dead or alive. What's the point in going back to Lungman? Why not go right into Ursus after graduation? Ursus wouldn't give someone like me an entry permit. No way. Oh, it's really so sad to see you go right after you finish. You're such a clever girl, Chen Chen. You'd make a great senior lecturer in no time. Give it 2 years and you could go anywhere in the world you want, huh? Don't ever call me that again, please. What about you? Me? You know me, I'm not stupid. But compared to you, well, I only eked out passing grades in those joint operations. You can't just, you just finished your military strategy course? Almost failed that one a bunch of times. You got a better head on your shoulders than 98% of Victoria, at least on paper. But I don't see myself becoming a lecturer. I think I'm gonna go up looking for a better fight than set myself up as a commander or logistics officer. You really don't fear death. Victorian soldier can end up running all sorts of things on the battlefield. But I know our enemies sure as hell don't want to run into any Victorian soldiers on the battlefield. What I really worry about is sitting in front of a strategic map, messing about with my head until I can only see human lives as numbers. That's the scariest thing. A soldier on the front lines needs somebody to tell her what to do, and what not to do. Only when you're in the thick of it can you see how cruel war is, and how important it is to stop. You really want to change Victoria? I thought it was just drunken ramblings. Nah, not at all. Is it weird? I just want to do something good. Doing good isn't easy enough. The reason I'm going back to Lungman, though. It's had enough of the bad. I'll stay there, fix the bad things up, and stop it from getting worse. So you're going back to become a cop? A cop? The fuck's a cop? I just thought you had the look of a girl who could give a good beating to a hooligan. I've got a gift. You're getting ahead of yourself. But the cops... That's not a bad idea, actually. Probably be a great place to pick up clues about what happened back then. And what's happening now. Wouldn't have to rely on my old schemer of an uncle. Honestly, I was worried you head to the military intelligence. My little Chen Chen is scary enough. I can't imagine how scary she'd be as a spook. And I'll have your bloody head off. Hey, no need to get angry. Alright, I can take it. We'll see how much you can take. Ooh, someone's at the door. Just a sec. Coming! We're outside! We're clearly outside! Message for Miss Chen Huichie. Post transcribe, check your terminal, confirm in person you read it yourself. Wow, the trouble. I'll take a look. What? What? Who the fuck sent me a dick butt? I'd say that counts as you having received the message. The Academy doesn't review highly classified material, so if you have any further inquiries about the content, I advise you to reply to the sender. Anything else I can do for you? That's all. I'll be on my way. Have a good one. There we go. Why do they walk so funny? I don't like the look of your face there. Did that message suck you in the jaw? I don't even know what I'm looking at. They picked up my friend's trail. Well, isn't that good? No. It just led to her disappearing again. She killed the one who took her. And then we lost her again. Awkward. At least she's still alive? Silver linings and all that? You watch Secret Invasion, it could be decent if it wasn't because of fucking Carol. God damn it, Carol. More like Karen. That's true. I'm going right back to Lungman after graduation. But what? Isn't your friend in Ursus? I really thought you'd be heading that way. I guess thinking of knitting you a few scarves is a goodbye gift. I won't be able to do much in Ursus. Back in Lungman, I'll have a chance to spend my influence. City is a lot stronger than me alone. I'm going to find her. As move at the teardrop's point, once known be deft. Hey. Alright, let's see. Let me check something real quick, because I definitely need to take a break and refill my drink. But, I'm praying at this point that some of these are just maps with no cutscenes. Because, dear God. God, it's not. How many are left? God, there are still so many. Am I really not gonna be able to finish this chapter tonight? Oh my God. I can't, I'm just looking at how many there are in general. I'm not looking at how many have dialogue or not. But alright, well this one definitely does, so yeah. I'm going to take a quick break. Stretch my legs, refill my coffee. I don't have any coffee.
Oops.
I'm gonna die.
I hear you can find some sailors around Okoyama Heights. Go there tomorrow and insert time here.
You must spend the rest of your day wasting time at vending machines and going to bed early before you can find the sailors, Jock. Oh, I don't think it'd be funny maybe if I were playing with people, but like I don't know if I could ever play Shenmue on my own. Seems goddamn miserable. Better get started. Better get started. All right. Be right back.
All over the street, shining neon, neon. In endless rain, what have you had become? How many times I wanna wake you up, giving you
Hey, we got Oaths again already.
How many times I wanna wake you up,
That's the music randomizer for you.
giving you up, go up on my own way.
The actual first song that played on the startup screen was that one Sonic song. I forget which game it's originally from, but it's I don't know the name either, but it's it was that song that first started, and I realized it's like super low quality for some reason. I have no idea where to find a better quality version of that song. If anybody knows, let me know. Because dear God, it was awful. Sounded borderline like a MIDI track. Don't mind me. I got the last of my chicken on a stick as well. The whole reason Skrulls want to conquer Earth is not because they have a home planet, or they don't have a home planet. But at the end of Captain Marvel, the reason Carol wasn't on Earth that many years is because she was finding a planet so the Skrulls can live on. So for all those years, Carol did not find them a planet. So the one cool thing Carol could have done, she didn't. She was supposed to find the Skrulls a home, and she didn't. Good job, Carol! You suck. Terrible. Alright, and speaking of terrible, let's go check it on Tallulah. Let me also, yeah.
Is there really a use for me on the front?
I don't have a Vanguard on this team for some reason. And that will probably beat me in the butt at some point. If I don't fix it now. John Shy, I'm eating chicken. Back when I first became infected, my mom wasn't clear on anything. I knew Cachet wanted to use me to do something, but I was always afraid. What was it he wanted me to do? He had planned some kind of trick, wanted to destroy in the blink of an eye the network of infected I'd spent so much time setting up. Or he planned to let me divide the infected, drive them into two camps, the Urbanites and the settlers. Perhaps he planned for the infected to become a new army and for Earth to be plunged into war once more. I can only speculate. He hung over my head like a murky specter, impossible to chase off. But I could only move forward. One of the Yetis, apparently called Petrova, used crystal milk, Systemilk? Systemilk? Sure! To stir-fry oil seeds. A strange recipe for sure. The taste was pretty interesting.
Oh, that I remember. The time's gone so fast. It's been 2 whole years. Are the stories of the fighters passed around true? You really fought with her? From the sound of it, you both blew the entire city ruins into oblivion.
It wasn't that dramatic. Rumors always get more outlandish as time goes on. All I did was melt her crystals.
Sashanka! No running around, you'll slip!
Look at them, just free to live. It's so nice.
It's a duty of mine.
I never imagined you'd volunteer to teach the children.
I get along better with the children than I do with the Ursus. What was that about melting just now?
Frost Nova's Originium crystals. A sort of arts device her squad used, my guess.
That's something I'm sure Frostnova didn't like.
Hey, Best! You're getting a PS4? Yo! Awesome! That's cool. Very, very good news. Nope, took a single breath and she froze half my body. When I finally stepped out, she was charging at me, going for the neck with an ice blade. I blocked it, took in the hissing sound, and the sword for almost, sword tasted frost for the second time in all its years. Probably first for her, too, meeting someone who would chip at her blade.
You're pretty happy about this. Proud of it, maybe?
Not really. Maybe a little. Oh, that child, the one hiding behind the fence. What's her name?
Lubiev. That's enough spying on us, Lubia. I'll read a story for you all next period.
It was on sale on GameStop site with free shipping. Yo, that's awesome. You can get Spider-Man!
Help me with some wood shavings, put them in a basket. Thank you. So then she...
You know what's Frostnova we're talking about. Her name spread among the casters long before mine ever did.
I thought you didn't like it when people spoke your name.
If anyone ever used it to threaten, then of course I won't be happy. But if hearing my name once makes me want to challenge them, that's not too shabby.
Nothing like you. I don't think Frostnova ever gives challenges this time of day. Thinking about it that way, you really stroked her fire, didn't you?
She's the top of the infected casters, the top squad commander, and the strongest of the infected's warriors to boot. Don't misunderstand. It's not like that's what I aim for.
Plenty of people think you resemble each other in places, though. Some of the children say they want to be like Frostnova, and some say they want to be like you.
Is a regular PS4 fine? Should you go slim? Nah, regular's perfectly fine. The only reason I upgraded to the Pro was because GameStop had a good deal on it at one point for me to turn in my old one. Time out. Now that's not a word I'm happy with. How about you, Alina? What do you think?
No two people are alike in my eyes.
I think he'd say something like that. Truth be told, I don't know what she was like as a child. She's been brought up well. It's probably all right. So I was actually wrong. So the one aspect about her backstory that might have been interesting, aka actually like seeing how she recruited these people into Reunion, how they formed this huge ass resistance force. That we're not actually seeing. We're just being told secondhand about how cool a fight they had.
You've been brought up well, too.
I don't want to talk about it.
Lula, none of us know the better things the world has in store for them. Nor what things will be even more absurd than what we've already seen.
No, that's depressing.
It's also the reason I wanted to be a teacher.
My teacher wasn't anything like you, that's for sure. I do get what you mean, though. Maybe saying Frostnova also had, well...
Who knows? No two infected live identical lives.
Well, time to wrap up. Never slacked on practicing technique, even after my dispute with Frostnova. Not just arts, my swordsmanship too. Like hell she'll ever best me again, neither.
I know you and her fought. What about after that?
You can play Uncharted again. Nice. It took until her anger abated before she told me she wasn't the one responsible.
Suddenly there's one person who it could have been.
Right on the mark, yes. Wasn't too long after our scuffle finished. Boy, this is more awkward than that time Tallulah tried to convince me to join the resistance. But out from another city came a person.
Is remembering it that much effort?
I should say the first impression was too shocking. I'm scrambling to find the words for you. That broad midday light spilled over his body. Couldn't melt away the black tar. I was in the middle of telling Frostnova about my project. I got up to where I was in contact with the infected in other cities. Wanted to assemble the funds to seek out a small-scale nomadic city and invited them to join the project. Then I saw his shadow and I had to stop speaking.
What stopped you?
I'm not that confident in myself.
Not that confident? I've seen you short of confidence before.
Or never seen you short of confidence before. I mean, this was Patriot.
You couldn't talk him over?
I still haven't to this day. You already know all the rest. After Frostnova and I had our friendly discussion, our group successfully joined up with the guerrillas.
Good for us. All aside, after hearing about After hearing we could go with the gorillas, plenty of our infected were happy beyond belief. These last 2 years have been better to us than before. You made a good choice. You're finally in the right, Tallulah. Your stupidity finally paid off.
I mean, the way I see it, the gorillas definitely didn't care about me or the other infected fighters. They just couldn't ignore the rest of the infected traveling with us.
That's even less reason to be down about it. You thought the same way after all.
But it's been 2 years. The situation hasn't made any headway at all.
Think about it this way, Tallulah. From what moment did you start feeling Patriot didn't approve of you?
Over a year ago, not long after we joined up with the gorillas, all the way up till now. Not happening. We don't even know how many more infected are out there on the tundra under Ursus's wretched rule. It's too early to be talking with gorillas about the infected in other cities. Okay, we are gonna get to see some of it. Okay, never mind. We're not intending to abandon the tundra's infected. Why would I have brought them with me otherwise? Sooner or later will come the day we return. Our objective is to have the entire world's infected come together. We may be in different places, but our lack of resignation to our circumstances is one and the same, indistinguishable. A friend of mine in a certain city calls that kind of behavior reunion. He calls on the infected to come together, naming it the reunion movement, revolving around one identical belief, protesting against Ursus's cruel rule over the infected. And we should get the chance to protest the Ursus soldiers on the tundra about the exploitation in the mines. But I can't say it'd make them turn over a new leaf. Tallulah, forget the common people for a moment. Talk about the soldiers. The Ursus army wouldn't let a single one of us go. If you want to go south to protest, we could just save ourselves the trouble and find a division to kill us. Ursus is not a single-minded entity. This is our chance. What the reunion movement aims to do is pass on the belief. I've seen more opportunities in it than we have to, I've seen even more opportunities in it. We have a signal to send. Talk like a normal person. Something that bothered you a little of Earth Mighty's Heroes was the Guardians before the James Gunn. Based on the current comic version, not bad. Use James Gunn's version that makes you feel odd. Yeah, understandable.
What signal?
Again, the marching order is, oh, the movies are successful, make everything else we have more like the movies, so people don't be, because comic book readers are dumb and will be confused if things aren't exactly the same. You're not alone. You know better than I that staying on the tundra is a life of attrition. Eating away at our strength. We need to go beyond it.
I don't decide this stuff.
You're still not willing to decide it.
If the price of leaving is death, then my life never had much use, outside of taking down an Ursus soldier or two. What about the people around us? Tallulah, you haven't got brothers and sisters by your side. I'm not going to let mine throw their lives away. I think the other part's right.
Which part?
Telling the infected they're not alone. We spent too much time on one thing here in the tundra. Seeking friends. But linking up with the city infected? Guess people from the big city really do like to dream a little bigger.
I don't need you mocking me yet, Frost Nova.
I'm not mocking you, dipshit.
You're strong.
You've taken all of them a long way, just like us. It's a dream going south, trust me. The gorilla force grows, but we're infected. We don't have many years left, and your alliance would need plenty of years at least.
And that's precisely why...
Dad?
Mr. Patriot?
Don't mind me, my back hurts. I'm just gonna sit down by the fire.
You're good. Keep going.
It's precisely because we don't have that many years left. The South Fields have bumper crops, suitable temperatures, 4 seasons to tell apart, and all sorts of fresh blood. Resources, education, prospects, and a future.
Future?
Frost Nova, there's every likelihood I know what you're thinking. What I'm thinking is written on my face. I don't know anything you'd call a future. Voices are hard.
I have no future, Fivehead.
We may not have much time left. There's only so many places that let us set foot. But the infected should have a future. For the future infected, for those who come after us. Frost Nova will find those infected at home. Somewhere Ursus and the infected patrol unit won't disturb. Somewhere the armies can't surround. And you know for sure taking the infected with us would get in the way of the guerrillas' operations. But we won't abandon them. It'll be a seriously difficult path. At the very least, what hopes we bring about before we can die can be left to others. And if we overthrow Ursus's present system over to the infected, everything will change. We're thin on the ground. If you weren't infected, would you shake my hand? We'd start from a handshake in that case. What you're saying is probably... Dad, where are you going?
I've had enough.
Sir. Hey. Don't mind it too much. He's just a much cooler character than you. Also another flashback within a flashback. Internal screaming.
He was probably just thinking it over.
He's been thinking it over for ages, if so. It's been 2 years, and the only conversation we've ever had have been about team composition and following plans. He's never asked me once about anything to do with any project.
Lula, no matter if he's ridiculing you or opposing you, and like I think he's the type to really ridicule other people, you're still going to wait forever, am I right or not?
If we want to leave the Tundra, we need the power of the gorillas. I'll keep at it.
Because he's the hope of the Tundra's infected?
I thought you didn't say things like that. I mean, you don't say things like that, right?
I just want to know what your thought process is like.
I think it's because he's the symbol of the Tundra's infected unite behind. A symbol with no way of passing on to the next generation. Star Trek. Get up. How long are you planning to stay there? You gave me a chill, you goddamn white rabbit. I don't care how thick, stick thin you are. Don't tell me this cold's too much for you. Oh my god, and now we're flashing back to the... What are we doing? Why? Why are we formatting it this way? You sure weren't saying that when you iced those Ursus weapons. Brothers and sisters, withdraw. Let them follow. Draw out the mine guards. Just hold on until the shield guard can support us. Don't lose hope. Pace, pick it up faster. The grills are in place to get the mine guards double teamed. How do you figure... Wait. Or is this later? I'm not sure if this is... Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this isn't after their fight. Maybe this is a fight afterwards. This might be later. I think they're working together. I don't know. Took them years to probably adopt the Mandarin. He's not even an Iron Man villain. Yeah. Again, I like it when the comics kind of... the movies kind of streamline things. Because comic books are terrible and confusing. Those strange Originium ornaments, did the gorillas arrange those?
Those were set up for my father.
A Sentai with the most annoying color. Oh my god. Yeah, once again, I can't do it right now, but interesting question. The Ursus army isn't pursuing us anymore. Seems like they're not really a fan of what those entail. Wait, what kind of sarcasm thing?
His sarcasm ceremony. These two are the best we could make with what we had on hand.
Patriot. Is Patriot here?
You said it yourself. You were expecting our team to be a surprise attack. And if we wanted to annihilate their whole company, of course we'd come up short. If we only relied on our own squad. They're already beginning to rout. Have you ever seen my father in battle before, Tallulah?
It's him! Why did none of you say he was here? Retreat! Just forget it, retreat! Big Daddy's home! Hello? Say something!
Until those local troops let their violence upon him, the Sarkaz who towered over all others make no move, nor does he make a sound. Yet Tallulah hears, laced with the north wind racing of the tundra, something not unlike cries. Shudders of the world itself, wickedness cowering back, step after step, before the Wendigo. Patriot stands fast, cast toward the tundra, a long halberd. The gloom of the sky knows only to devour all life. Suddenly a chasm is cut. Never mind, I think this is a flashback out of the actual fight. I don't know.
Fear neither hardship nor darkness.
Materials I ask you to prepare advantage, don't have them on you. If not, fall back.
Don't worry, you got me. I'm here to help. We're counting on you again today, little apple.
全員の行動力を奪う。それでいいだろう。
Forward. Follow me. I have to get serious now.
Fuck!
残念だけど、今回は月に見放されちゃった
You
みた
got
いだ
a
ね。
bit bothered by Mega Red. Yeah. Nah, that's fine, actually. Yeah, I don't know. That one actually, like, I'm saying I could probably do that, but that one actually is going to be a lot harder. Because, yeah, I don't necessarily hate a lot of Rangers.
彼らが武器で私を傷つけるとき、何を感じる
Yeah, the only one that even comes to mind off the top of my head is, what's it called? Pink.
We're counting on you again today, little apple.
From,
Forward.
Yeah, Pink from Tokyo. Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to, trying to focus here.
Bad luck. You ran
I'm
into me.
semi-failing.
These so-called folks.
I have to get serious now. Ooh, almost dozed off. Chainsawのうなり声が聞こえる? I'll do my best.
That slide still haunts my mind.
Let me create a diversion. Haven't licked ya? 자, この宴会の歌に耳を傾けて。大盛り上がり間違いなし。
This won't hurt your eyes.
Solidify. Just who are you weaklings going to stop like that?
わかった。動き回るな。そうすればお互い手間が省けるだろう。
Thank you for your assistance, Mr. Tallulah. You want to leave the tundra. You will be crushed under the armor of Ursus. Dad, why now? Didn't we already? The shield gods have already gone to collect resources. Take the squad. Order them all to move. All right. You and your project will get everyone killed. Okay, yeah, I think this is later. It's the first time he's actually, like, it was obvious he didn't approve of me, but this is the first time he's actually voiced it. And the northwestern tundra can't keep us alive forever. The larger our group grows, the more food and energy we need. The villages that revile us far outnumber the ones who support us. One season of moss oats each year. Even if we all pitch in for the tilling, now how much will we harvest in the end? Will our fields be destroyed by the patrol unit? The guerrillas can easily dispose of them, but the other infected can't.
You are hastening their deaths.
Our only choice is to leave the tundra. Not for Sami, not for the Barrens. We'll head east, head south, and head for warmer places.
And how will you survive? How will you allow us all so numerous to survive? The guerrillas save people. The guerrillas sacrifice none but themselves. Only warriors sacrifice themselves.
But they're infected in every city and their surroundings. So many more there on the than on the tundra. You permanently protect the north, detesting all the infected of the north endure? They've had little chance to understand the kind of life the infected of the south have.
Do they live well?
They live miserably!
You want to absorb them?
I intend to unite with them, yes.
When the Empire turns its gaze to the infected, you'll bear the brunt.
I don't want them to unite by my side. I want them to unite under one encompassing philosophy.
Philosophy? The infected are taken as sawdust on the tundra, as slag in the mines, as warning in the villages, and unknown fuel in the cities. The tundra infected are certainly not ignorant nor foolish. We do not cradle fantasy. All philosophies are fantasy before they are put into practice. On the tundra there are still mines, patrol forces, foolish and lackadaisical guards. We have places to obtain our resources.
The resources throughout this icy tundra will appear sooner or later exhausted, because we have no method of extracting our own. We have no enduringly mobile nomadic city. No specially qualified catastrophe messengers.
Go to the city and we have nothing at all.
We'll earn new friends.
Who the fuck are your friends? I recognize your project has merit, but at the same time it's nothing special. How many strategists have died frustrated on the tundra? You speak of it and see no reason it could be done, nor what could be realized. Why could the last emperor make the land tremble? Because he held fast to it, never talking of any wild, far-flung vision. He only walked in steps, which you do not.
Listen to the cool guy, listen to the cool guy, listen to the Chad.
You can't do those things. You suck!
Don't mind me, I finally got the Nintendo Director Pass copyright. Setting it for upload tomorrow afternoon. There we go. Yeah, I had to go back and blur the video for the for any Pokemon previews because the Pokemon Company is evil and tried to have visual claims. Sir, you say I may be crushed by the armor of Ursus, and I can see that. They'll sooner or later turn their attention to us here. There will always come a day when they catch us. None of us can escape it. Let them come? Is that how you approach it? The tundra will prepare you better for battle?
You are seeking a new battlefield.
I'm looking for a chance to win. As far as so many infected are concerned, that's hope. But to fighters like you and me, it's a crossroads. The only crossroads where we can break from our intrinsic strategy. To wander the tundra in the end is still nothing more than a slow death, much like the life we have as infected. I need to repeat this point over and over because we're all fully aware of it. Please don't.
Perhaps my daughter is convinced by you, but I will not be convinced by someone who has never lost hope in the truest sense, who has only ever spouted an empty miscellany of armchair strategies.
Yo! Mic drop! Oh god, Patriot, I love you. I'm gonna miss this guy! We're gonna stop even getting flashbacks of him at some point, and I'm gonna miss him. What a fucking Chad. Tallulah, where are you going? I'm fine. Just gonna check if there are any survivors in the mines. The guerrillas have already set out, and the village is starting to move too. The army isn't following our tracks either. Dad, what's up with you?
Just a normal cough. Ignore me.
Is somebody there? I know you're all here. You're not with the army. You haven't broken a twig with your steps. I mean you no harm. If you're not infected, I'll leave you be. Unless you need assistance. Don't come any closer! Don't move! If you do, I'll shoot! Huh. Children? Hey! I was like, I have one guess. I'm like, there are 2 more people who work with her, not counting Double, who we haven't seen her team up with yet. There they are. Look at these little shits. For PR, Red, Jaden. Oh my god, I forgot Jaden. Yeah, so yeah, Power Rangers is easy. Power Rangers is very easy to find hateable people. Jaden, Calvin, Justin, Green, I don't know, Jake. Sarah, White Alien Ranger, Will, Merrick. Wow. No love for Ninja Steel. Get fucked, Calvin and Sarah. Yeah, I'd have to think about it, but it would be a lot easier for Power Rangers than it would be for Sentai. I will make all these lists later, probably.
She's infected, Sasha! My arts can drive the infected away!
You can't use your arts.
Sasha!
Get out of here already. We're just getting things from the mines. We don't want to kill anyone. I'll shoot. You'll die.
Sasha, will you say that?
How long have you gone without eating? What do you care? We're in the vicinity of a militarized mine. You wouldn't dare fight a fire. The way you shake makes me think of wheat being sifted. Don't be scared. You. It's warmer now, isn't it? That's right, I really am infected.
So that's how it happened. How you found Sasha and Enno. They were never willing to talk about the past.
If we never found them, they certainly would have passed away. Perhaps ever since Patriot refuted me, it was the one bit of good I'd done.
So what's happened today, then?
I was careless with my arts during training. Frost Nova's cloak was hung up nearby. They spread to it. Now she's out for my life.
And you promised you'd help sew it back up?
Tell the truth, Alina.
Oh, whatever. Give it to me. Knowing you, I'm scared you'd sew it yourself.
Don't you want to join our group? If we have your gift with words, there's definitely a better chance I'll talk Patriot over. Okay, so that was a flashback. When are we? What time is it?
I've told you before my arts would be useless with the gorillas. I can stand the blood, but I don't want the initiative to harm people myself. I'll be facing much more than just infected patrol units soon enough.
I suppose if I had dragged you along, it'd have been bothering you too much.
Put it that way on purpose, didn't you? Don't try to guilt trip me, you whore.
Nia Sabani, I think there was a 6 you dislike. They turned out to be the best of the cast. Yeah, no, they do. Yeah, again, there might be somebody I hate more than Merrick, but yeah. He's not great.
No, I don't remember wrong now. I was the one who wanted to go with you. And up to now, it's been for one reason. It's because I feel like there's every chance you'd forget.
Forget what?
Forget just what it is you want to do.
Episode title Flashpoint. I'm writing it down. Oh, dear. I've been striving all this time for the future of the infected.
That's not what you said back at the very start.
Again, and the word, like, I'm looking, 1 second, I'm gonna look again. How many of these have the R in front of them? How many of these are flashbacks? They skip some numbers for some reason, so maybe some of them are just stages, at least, hopefully. The last one with the flashback numbering system is 11. This is what, 6, I think? We've got, like, at least 5 more maps worth of this, and, like, it's so telegraphed at this point what's gonna happen. Like, maybe it'd be a little less obnoxious if I hadn't gotten spoiled on it, but, like... We get it. This bitch is gonna die and you're gonna go crazy. Possessed by your dead, evil, adopted dad or whatever. I'm just waiting out the clock.
That's not what you said back at the very start. Tallulah, we all know how people can change. If bit by bit we shake ourselves clean of the things we persevered with, or if we replace them with something new, there's a certain point where we realize we just haven't persevered in anything, right?
In a constant battle with things changing all the time, it's only natural I'd alter my policy. If rigor sets into our thinking, it could very well make us weaker.
And where'd that stubborn part of you go?
How was Star Ninja and in a Ninja Steel? You're guessing he didn't have his burger phone? He did they actually did let him keep the burger phone. He does actually indeed still have the burger phone. It's just not how he transforms anymore. He has a regular morpher. Regular Borg-ass morpher. He just happens to also have a phone that is shaped like a cheeseburger. So the director of the Flash defending the bad CG. Saying we are stealing stuff from various PV, so of course everything will be blurry. Shut the fuck up! Like, dude, just admit you rushed the movie out or we're trying to be cheap. I will respect you more for admitting that you're an asshole than try to defend your laziness. Good God.
You want to prove that the infected are just like normal people? Or do you want to prove that normal people are just like the infected?
What's the difference? Now you're talking crazy.
If there's only infected, then who's even a normal person? Would we all want people to catch oropathy? Or to cut ourselves off completely from the normal people? But if there were only normal people and no infected, then the people who caught oropathy would be normal people underneath. Normal like the people who haven't. Elders are just normal people. Ancients are just normal people. Villagers who all know each other are normal people.
Everyone is normal!
Labels suck, yo! Tallulah, do you want to return to your family?
You're all my family.
No, we aren't. If we cleared all this oropathy off our skin, would we be able to go back to our home?
You and I are of mind of this. We couldn't. The Tundra, our lives have completely changed us. The infected already have no way of returning to their former lives. Being honest is bad for shareholders. You know what else is bad for shareholders? Nobody going to see your fucking movie because of how terrible it looks and the bad word of mouth spreading about it.
Tallulah, are you proud of yourself?
Why would you ask?
Because you can cast arts without a staff? Because our lives are so fleetingly short? Because even though we've gone through so much hardship, we can still persevere and live on? What reason would you choose?
I don't need to choose any, Alina. I'm proud just to be an infected. This world hasn't killed me yet. And for that matter, we don't need anything to cause us to pursue fairness. We should have been pursuing fairness in the first place, that's why. And if the world won't give in, we'll just have to take it from it.
You really are brave.
You're not laughing at me, are you?
Of course not. How could I?
I feel they're all brave too. All the people struggling against the fate that's been forced on us.
And I'm sure you feel...
Feel what?
That our fates are just rotten.
Well, obviously.
I don't feel that way, Tallulah.
That's another of your ironic remarks, Alina.
No, what I mean is the fact that I can sit here talking with you, knowing we have our guards outside the village protecting us. Fate has already been very kind to me.
Don't say that. Fate's just a jealous one. Talking about things like that is just attempt to get to take them away.
But I don't believe in fate, Tallulah.
Because you can't change it?
Because I can't see it. Tallulah, what can you see? What you can touch? Those are the things you rely on.
Same thing with Secret Invasion AI. They defended using it because it's supposed to look inhuman to symbolize the aliens being the humans being replaced. Shut the fuck up. You shut the fuck up, Marvel. You stupid sacks. You stupid sacks of shit. Fuck you. Oh my god, you fucking morons. I am now exclusively going to insult people in chopper speak.
All I can see is the cloak I'm holding in my left hand, the candlelight, and the needle I'm holding in my right. I see the infected children's smiles, and I can see the white smoke of vegetables roasting fragrantly, wafting through the air. I can see the snow melting, and I can see the moons dancing and spry in the clear night sky. And then there's people who can't even see those. Tallulah, if there came a day when we all left you, would you still be able to fight on?
What do you mean?
It could always happen. If that time came, would you still feel like it was worth it to stand against fate? Would you possibly think this is just too much? That I can't do anything on my own anymore?
If Patriots taught me anything, the one lesson that comes to mind from long ago is that I wouldn't bow my head. It sneers at me and I'll be certain to burn it to ash.
You're a blockhead, Tallulah. Glad you're getting old. Hey! Only old people get to say stuff like that without coming off as naive. Because if someone's gotten as old gets, and keeps that outlook all the way, this means they've gone through far, far too much to the point where the world's left its bitter vestiges on their body. Allows them no rest in passing the remainder of their life. They're living in the desert of the past. If it were me, I wouldn't even have the courage to take the first step. If I were that old and had that much arrogance, I'd be taking the events of the past and stabbing myself with them every step I took.
It's like pedophiles defending saying defending it's legal in some place that marries underages. Yeah, pretty much.
I can't even imagine it stuck in the sands of memory, all the past. How does a person even know they're still moving forwards? What kind of resilient spirit does it take to let them make a new first step?
I feel like you've been hinting at someone this entire time.
I've said I know a lot about what he's done, but I still don't really know Mr. Patriot at all, and spoken a single word to him. You say that's him? Well, why not? Let it be him. Mr. Patriot?
You're fast to substitute.
Ahem. Unlike all the old-aged warriors, young people can easily forget things, give up on things, forgive themselves.
So you feel like I'm only fighting for all the things I can see. Or maybe you're telling me that fucking whatever.
Compared to all the things you told me back when you left the village, it's just too shallow. In just these few short years, you've already become an outstanding leader. But it's not entirely a good thing for you. You can't let yourself stop here, can you? If righteousness can only be upheld by greater and greater violence, can it even be called righteous still? Those words have rolled around in my head for years now. So many years I've been constantly thinking about it. I haven't gotten it straight yet, but I've been thinking about it over and over.
Right, let's throw fate and making stands and all those other words we were talking about out the window. What is it you actually want to fucking say?
Are you that flippant with Frost Nova too?
I'm that flippant with everybody right now, young lady. Don't joke about her. She'll freeze our mouths shut.
You, for an example. You wouldn't just fight to defeat what enemies you see, right? Patrol unit, the Bind Overseers, the drafted soldiers, the Ursus Minister of Medicine. You defeated all of those. If you defeated them, would we be victorious? Since all of these are awful things, do we need to...
Fucking, oh my god, talk like normal people, please. They're not going to.
Professor Alina wants me to do battle with things I can't see. How would I defeat them, then? With things you can promise. Warmth, food, bedding. These are all things that you're able to touch someday or another. Think things like those. This battle of ours probably won't bear results. It's likely we have no way to win.
I'm already not that fond of making promises. Things too far away are near as good as playing tricks. If we can never win, then should we still fight?
Haven't I asked you before? When that time comes, would you still feel like this fate is worth making a stand against? Once all this is over, you won't even be able to do as much as see your enemies. You'll share those enemies with all the people who can't see a future. And that's when the battle's really just begun.
You mentioned that spirit those enemies they've carved into Ursus people's bones.
The Emperor is just one form of it. As long as people lay down their blades, the conflict will never end.
I don't quite agree. People pick up their blades to fend off what causes them strife is the just thing to do.
You're not wrong. Honestly, it's the sort of they'll never end in my eyes. Thanks to Mr. Patriot's blessing, I have no small amount of Lethanian and Victorious books. I very much liked what this one person said. Our war is a war against the ego. It's true. You never lay down swords in your grips.
So you'll never lay down the needle in your grasp? Yes, Tallulah. Fighting a war is exactly like knitting a goddamn sweater. Come on! You're so smart. She's such a strong, wise leader.
That wraps up our lesson for today. Almost nothing left I can really teach you. The children should be studying right now. There's some knowledge they should have by tomorrow. Tallulah, Cachet wanted you to be a sage, but people all make mistakes. When you fall over, you climb back up. But he won't let you fall over. All you can do is be a little careful about things. Same as when you're confronting Patriot. In all honesty, I don't see him and you as two different kinds of people. You both already believe too strongly in your own ways. I can't let any of those lively little creatures go around saying things like you're right. And he's wrong. I can't go and do something like that. I can't go and do something I don't even believe in myself. That's true. Another one of those tricks with the cliches bound you, I think it's like... Ow. My eye's burning. You're just saying there's no way I can wipe him out, right? Sort of an idea after all. You know, rather fucking, oh my god! Melting into a puddle of goop, that's how I feel.
I've been recording for 2.5 hours. It feels like 6.
Don't have much chance of wiping out an idea. They'll just... I'm confident.
In what? Even sipping is not helping. Like, I'm sipping as much as I can. There's just so much and it's so nothing. It's one thing when I can act and, like, get into the things they're saying, and it helps keep my mind off the dehydration. But, like, when they're just fucking going back and forth, taking 20 minutes to say basically nothing, it wears on my it wears on my throat and on my brain. Consume the ocean.
If we're still by your side when that time comes, we'll definitely be able to pull you back. We're all gonna play basketball, for real. Doesn't matter what kind of curse cliche put on you. It's definitely not gonna turn you into a even stupider bitch than you already are or anything. We'll start from words in language, start from the next moment, start from facial expressions, start now. Fucking mushrooms, don't lose. I believe in you. I believe we can win over Patriot. Gee, I wonder if we're gonna win over Patriot. Oh, wait, that's right. They did, because this is a flashback and we know they did! Patriot's a cool guy. Patriot is a way better character than either of us. I hope I hope Patriot Senpai notices us one day. Infected fighter, who's not actually a fighter. Doesn't move to Kiva. I mean, I'm definitely watching some Kiva tonight after this, no matter what. Because I need it. But like I said, I wanna catch up. I cannot stress this enough. This game's fun. This game's fun, and this is in no way, shape, or form a bad story. But good God, like I said, I can only assume that this is just how stories are in China. Like, this is just some weird thing where, like, this type of storytelling is more palatable to a Chinese audience for whatever reason. Or that script editors / story editors just deadass don't exist in China. I don't know which it is, but, like, it's one of those. Because between this and Honkai, oh my god. Hire an editor. Please. Please. You can cut this in half. I promise you can. Arknights isn't like Genshin or Honkai. Arknights actually has a lot of content outside the main story. You don't need to pad out the main story with all this circle-talking nonsense. You have real gameplay. It's fine. Back to things actually happening. This side is mildly frustrating too, just because, again, like, the fact that we know Chen's already at the top of the building, and, like, this is all the build-up is us just trying to get to the top of the tower after dealing with the main threat being Patriot. So, like, this is also kind of a strange choice, but it's not nearly as tedious to get through. Like, they're at least on the battlefield and, like, communicating as needed for the most part. Transmission went through!
Captain, do you copy?
I'm here. It's me. What's your status?
Most of us are fine. We're trapped under this building at the moment, but we found an access hatch. We'll regroup with you if we find another exit. We'll disable the restart function. Rest assured, we've got a very defensible position. Make your way here and you won't have to worry about getting caught flat-footed. But bluish silver.
I still can't say that name without laughing.
Jeez. No, Rosmatis, wait, focus on the mission. Don't come for us. You promise. You promise.
You probably shouldn't have told her if she was going to react that way.
You promised us before we set out.
But...
Keep your promise. We wouldn't have followed you into Turnabog without it. Remember our talk back when you joined the team. Listen to me, Rosmatis. We talked about how elite operators and their teams are all different. You could do so much. Your arts are so strong. Not that we have much we could do for you in a fight. But when you can't handle the bird, we share it with you, just like me and the other elite operators.
But you're my team.
Calm down. Bluish Silver's last wish was that we help you grow as a warrior and not as a soldier, not a weapon. Captain, you've got your job done. We'll get out of here safe. Listen, this might be hard to do, but that's what Bluish Silver wanted. You're not just an elite operator. You're Rosmatis. We all love you, not just your team, but Rhodes Island and the infected. Everyone who hates loss and destruction, we all love you. So, Captain, think about what Rosmatis would do, okay? Over and out. Tell him a hi for us.
Don't leave me. Please come back.
We will.
Some dubs personality treats the characters that are not like OG, like Kaiba being less of an ass. Oh, yeah. 4Kids really ramped up Kaiba being a dickbag. And God bless them for it.
They cut the transmission.
What's the situation?
Oh, well, Mia, we lost one member of the engineering team, but the rest is safe for now.
Rosmatis. We need a little more firepower. The Gorilla Mortar team needs supplies. We'll ambush them. Are you okay? Mia, after Ace died, what did you think?
Ace! Kids Next Door. Yeah, I was a big fan.
Oh. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to, but I want to know. I'm sorry. I don't want to think too much about it either. You want to run away too? No, it's not really the time for it. We're kind of in the middle of a war zone trying to stop a city from destroying another city. Tears are for the end when it's all over. I only remember the very end. I was thinking that I didn't want to let him or any of Rose Island operators die in vain.
How about DMC4 after I finish this chapter as a decent break? It'll give me space for 4 or 5 on my birthday? Maybe. Possibly.
Good. Recon operator, tell me where I'm going. Reunion is totally out of control. Watch yourself. Because we're their enemy? Because everything is their enemy. Without an enemy to fight, sometimes people make their own.
DMC4?
What are you worried about? Vanguard group, attack!
Sniper group, fall back! Roger, form up and reload!
No further, too scary, don't hit pain! Pain everywhere!
That's an unpleasant infection symptom. They're not human anymore. We're still in the tunnel with these things. Set them on fire already. If you want to ask if I worry about Rosmatis and me and their teams, I have to confess, there's no use worrying. We settled on the planet. It runs on pre-designed tracks. If you squeeze onto someone else's rail, you'll just end up derailing 2 trains.
The herd doesn't look like it's pushing up.
Stay focused. Clear them in waves. We don't have the capacity to take on an entire battlefield.
I'm worried about my girls and the operation in general if we're wasting all this time in this fucking tunnel.
Chernobog is in the midst of a raging storm, and given the circumstances, there's not much worrying about the situation can accomplish. The most important thing we can do for them is accomplish our own team's strategic objectives. No, that's perfectly reasonable. Personality trait number 1, the Latin dub that's not in the OG. They made him a fan of a real-life musician called Louis Miguel, and most of his catchphrases are his songs, number 1. That's funny. That's really weird. It reminds me of the terrible Japanese Beast Wars dub that changed Airraiser into a man and, like, gave every single character in the show weird vocal quirks. Like making Silverbolt say Desu. at the end of every sentence. And having this weird running gag where Rat Trap would break the fourth wall and point out what people in the audience are eating for dinner that night. This is the middle of a firefight. Like, oh man, looks like the Satos are having curry. Like, what? That's a thing they did. It's weird. You think everybody's like, oh, we're all America, we suck so bad. Yo, fuck 4Kids. Oh, they took my job and ruined my crops and burp-a-derp-a-derp. They're shitting on the Japanese culture. You don't know. It goes both ways. You don't know what they did to my baby. My baby is Beast Wars. Imagine hearing that, not being able to afford curry, right? Like, what if a poor kid was watching that broadcast? What if they didn't have any dinner that night? Fucking rude. Like, come the fuck on. Rat Trap's a dick, but he's not evil. She's through all 7 training segments and passed every test given to her. There are 3 in which she showed particular promise. I have no faith in casters like this, Calcet. I pride myself on my skill with arts and hope to help others. That's not what Rosmontis is. Her arts are not those that serve the benefit of mankind. Is guess 3 ways Latin America does that too. Example, Digimon 3 dub. Oh my. Oh, do I want to know? I want her to fight, but for one consideration. If Rosmontis spent her whole life in the greenhouse, her outburst once reality shatters her beautiful world would be catastrophic. If you can't do it, I will. Oh, that's your name. I thought you were scoffing. Her name is... You and me have too much faith in the future. One misstep and someone else's future is gone forever. Before we make a judgment like that, we have to at least try. Tired of Tallulah? Check live stream chat? Uh-oh. The Virgin Tallulah. The Chad Patriot. It's beautiful. Excellent. I'm worried about a future beyond saving. From now, I'll have her serve as an elite operator. Not in the future, not in the future, not now. Right now, we teach her, polish her, forge her strength into shape, hold her to the highest standard, and watch her stand firm in the face of catastrophe. Until there's nothing in the world that can shake her. Only then will she be free of the terrible fate the Colombians set out for her. Only then will she lead her own life. That is my goal. I knew you'd say something like that, bitch. I mean, Calcet. But who's responsible for her? I need you to work with me. I need the elite operators on this together. I promise you I stake my life on it. We'll see this through. A war cast in warmth and kindness is a much more dangerous form of war. I don't want to speak of such a horrible cruelty, even if my fears should never come to pass. Amia and Rosmontis are in the care of Rhodes Island herself, and more directly, the elite operators who take responsibility for them. Further, they are the core of the squad's strategy, Dr. Nova. Trust in them and trust in yourself.
Hey, Hawk, did you see that? How could I not? Shh, don't give us away. Then why did you ask me? You're the one making noise.
I said shush. You don't want the captain to chew you out.
She can't talk. How would I know if she's chewing me out? Or if it's just you pretending for her?
I wouldn't do that.
I know.
I mean...
Enough, I know we want to ask about this stuff.
You've got all these weapons and armor cases, all this machinery laid out all nice. If it was just lying around and I'd say, come up with 1 million Victorian pounds or so.
I bet you 2 big ones that's Ursa stuff. I saw goods like this when I was smuggling around Laval. This is brand spanking new.
Remember the part where the kids cry in bed? Real phrase from the dub. Are you crying? No, I drank bad milk and now I have farts. Oh my god! Ew! No! You think it makes any sense that Reunion could have just looted all this equipment?
You mean the guys who go around swiping pipes? I don't think they'd even know how to grease it.
What about the guerrillas? They're ex-Ursus army.
How long ago did they desert? Those big heavy metal guns would sink if you pushed them into a lake. Even if they managed to bring some logistics units with them all those years ago, they'd probably all be dead by now. Think about it. With the stuff they're using now, it's a miracle they can keep their plates wiped clean. Up to get their hands on the weapons, I doubt they'd even know which end to point at the enemy. Sounds like you're making fun of them for being a bunch of idiots. Ignorance and idiocy aren't the same thing. Logistics is a skill as much as it is knowledge. The guerrillas aren't dumb, but the odds they'll come across some infected logistics officer eager to run off with them seems pretty slim. Saving an infected officer from execution, that's a tall order. Look, the serial number's been filed off. Sure, a deserter might do that, but you know who else might? You might do it if you were trying to trick somebody. It's done very clean. Just looking at it, I can tell what kind of file they used. Looks like somebody was short on time. But the most important thing for now, we have to tell, man, quick, whether or not it's useful info. I just hope we're not too late. Captain, should we have Radiant tell Amiya's team? We should keep reunion the weird-looking guys busy back here. Got it. Wait. We got bogeys closing in on our position. Mantra, you want it? Make them forget what they're doing. No need to fabricate orders or turn them into gibbering morons or whatever. Conserve your strength when we go into reunion. Need to defuse the situation. Hey, Minato. You saw dialogue coping what happened? The flashback segments of this chapter are like pulling goddamn teeth. Good, be careful. Right. Okay. Versus Army is in the core city. Get on the horn. The present time cutscenes are also kind of like all over the place, but it's not nearly as bad. All of this Tallulah backstory is genuinely soul-crushing at this point. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. More or less than the Theater of Domination? Oh. I plead the fifth. I can't answer that. I want to say, yeah. I don't remember. That wound's not fresh enough anymore. It's probably just recency bias. It's probably just recency bias making me struggle. The Theater of Dominance was a long time ago at this point. That wound's not fresh anymore. I can't truly remember the pain on that one. I'm sure it's fine. I don't have a medic on my team. I'm an idiot.
To the battlefield, are we not?
I mean, I've been fine, but... Yeah, again, it's not the worst thing in the world, and again, I cannot stress this enough. It's all fine in theory. Not a bad story, even remotely.
Keep you quiet.
Dom, the hive mind was talking to itself. That's very true. Oh. Oh, this map's gonna be an asshole, isn't it? Okay. Alright, note to self, I can't worry about the drones right away.
Where did I go wrong?
I was extra feisty that day, probably. Live chat. Yo! Okay, I take it back. Bluish Silver is a real character. Ninja found him. Yo, Bluish Silver, my favorite Arknights character. Yeah, like, conceptually, it's fine. It's just frustrating because, one, I think I kind of got spoiled on where Tallulah's story is ultimately going.
Ooh, almost dozed off. Ooh, I have to get serious now.
This will keep you quiet. Need speed to succeed.
Follow me.
Oh, god damn it. Oh, Jesus.
Forward. I have to get serious now.
Pass on your last
I hate these fucking drones. These are the Bible world. Spoiled by the game? Nah, spoiled by somebody
Now's
coming
the time
in
to help everyone out.
and saying that Tallulah's possessed by Cachet. Which didn't really necessarily mean anything at the time.
Because, again, I still barely understand who Cachet even is, but,
チェーンソーのうなり声が聞こえる？ひゃー！
Pass on your last words. No.
get out of there!
Moving to designated location. I shall lead the assault.
I have to get serious now. Let me create a diversion.
Anyone capable of being an Arknights mod? I mean, Boop already is, but Boop's busy a lot of the time, so.
This will keep you quiet.
Yeah, no. Again, it's not the worst thing in the world, and it wouldn't have mattered that much.
Counting on you again today. Yeah.
What? God damn it. Oh, shit. I already did that once. Oh, well.
So close.
Alright, 1 second. Back start over. Let's see.
Squad combat? I'm very familiar with that.
All operators must maintain strict discipline.
Oh my god, I forgot to grab a Vanguard. Oh, well, I'm fucked.
Let me create a diversion.
Yes, lift your voices. Sing for me. Sing for me. Fall back. You've already lost your way.
Shut up, Phantom. Don't be a dick. My brain has turned to mush. Not my fault. You're finally throwing an actually somewhat difficult map at me. Let's see. Can I do this with just Scotty? Maybe. The question is, sing for me.
There's a mission? I wanna go!
You guys will never figure out what Phantom's supposed to be a reference to. It's very subtle.
Let's go! Take them all by storm! Good scenery here, Doctor!
First of all, put you a different way.
Whew. Oh, we're counting on you again today, little apple.
全員の行動力を奪う。それでいい。
This will keep you quiet.
じゃあ、この宴会の歌に耳を傾けて。
God
Moving
damn
to
it.
designated location.
Note to self: cannot do this with just Scotty. Not at all.
命令を。
The actors are all
無駄だ。
I have to get serious.
Bruh. Okay, I'm determined. I should probably
We can
just be
hardly
trying
call
to do this,
ending good.
but fuck
Are
it.
you the one who just got a headache? Not me?
Given, like I said, there's a power gap between actual story chapters. It looks like not a power gap, but at least a bit of a reprieve. So don't mind me if I'm gonna take my sweet time. Just go ahead and 3-star these now. Let's see. Do I want to cheat? Map is. At least I'm awake now. At least I am awake now. Let's see. I don't like doing this on stream because generally speaking, I've gotten good enough at the game. But 1 second, I am gonna get at least an idea. Nemesis Prime. We're getting Bishojo Nemesis Prime before Bishojo Starscream. I am offended! I am offended at this development! How dare you! I am supposed to be the prettiest girl! Out, actually, there. Starscream was the best pony princess, you're damn right! Okay, let's see. I don't think we actually need a defender.
Is it time for me to take the stage?
Alright, let's just see.
I've got this. I can do this. Gather around me, guys.
Pass on your last words? No.
全員の行動力を奪う。それでいいだろう。
安心して。きっと大丈夫だから。Follow me. Oh, I have to get serious now. Apple pie. Now's the time to help everyone out.
Need speed to succeed.
Acknowledged.
I'm so tense. Get away from me, please.
Do you see your own face in the mirror?
All right.
わかった。目を凝らせ。
私についてきて。永遠の故郷に帰りましょう。
Pass on your last.
She is indeed actually saying apple pie. yeah, that's right. Yeah, Exusia has an English voice now. She is dead-ass just saying apple pie. No room for interpretation.
Yes, lift your voices. Sing for me. Sing for me.
Nope. Okay.
So, let us sink into the night.
Orders received.
I said something about not needing a defender, and then I brought Horn anyway. Well.
The performance will begin soon, but it seems our audience can't contain themselves.
She likes apple pie, man. I ain't gonna judge.
安心して。きっと大丈夫だから。
Alright, Scotty, don't die this time.
You got me.
Get your bar filled.
You want to topple me? By what?
Okay, we're fine now.
The temp.
私についてきて。永遠の故郷に帰りましょう。
For what reason hast thou come?
There will come a day when we clear the mist of hardship and darkness, awaiting first light's rays, awaiting an even better tomorrow.
You missed that Honkai made a Plants vs. Zombies knockoff? Oh yeah, they did. Yeah, that event was actually really fun. Oh, we got a red one. We got a red one. Is this really not a boss stage? Or is this really not a story stage, rather? This chapter has secret missions. That's why there's such a power gap. Okay. Anything special I need to know about how to get it? Yeah, I even see the little thing there. So it's I was gonna say, is it just extra stages or is it extra story? If it's extra story, we may let sleeping dogs lie. Not even a side dish. Wow, indeed. Let's see, I did not mean to bring you last time. One is having tall escape with half health. Is that going to be possible? Did I not put you in? Oh, I meant to put her in, not Irene. Let's see. I'm gonna bring Uncle.
Man has forgotten true struggle.
I'm gonna bring Horse Uncle just for luck.
To survive.
Alright, I guess I'm just gonna go for it for now and see what happens. It does have. Oh, it does have content. God damn it. Ah! Shen, I'm heading south. Gorillas are cool and shit. They're killing people. The garrison's falling back, but we're pushing further ahead. To outsiders, it looks like we're hunting down Ursa squads. But no, we wouldn't do that. We're actually hiding from them while trying to save the infected. That's completely different. If you ask why, all I can tell you is, it's what we're supposed to do. It's the right thing to do. That being said, I feel kind of bad taking in all these infected. Patriot may have drawn a line. One that we not dare cross. That line is to fight the Ursus garrison head-on, applied directly to the forehead. It's either it's either that or keeping ourselves under the radar. In other words, we'll have to leave the tundra. That means infiltrating a real Ursus territory, their cities, or all aspects of life are ruled by it with an iron fist. Never thought the French would have a thing for Texas, yet here we are, she's Italian! Mamma mia! At that point, the guerrillas put their weapons away until it's time for us to take up arms again. Tripping the infected into the cities is bound to be even more cruel. Imagine the days to come are going to be very rough. Not easy to take the step. Nothing but snow there. You don't know, you're ignorant. That's ignorant. Oh, I realized I fucking realized something. Somebody made we were making the we were doing the Michael Jackson. That's ignorant. We were doing that bullshit during Kamen Rider Saber because of Toma being a creep. We were doing that and somebody called him Corey Feldman and I got really fucking confused. I was like, wait, what? What'd Corey Feldman do? And then somebody reminded me of the South Park thing. I was like, oh, right, the South Park thing. And I remembered, like, right, the gag from the games, Fractured But Whole. But then I thought about it later, and I once again, one of those shot up out of bed in the middle of the night moments. Shot up about, like, wait a minute! It's Corey Haim! Not Corey Feldman! It's Corey Haim they kept calling him! The whole joke, because Corey Haim has passed away. Corey Feldman's still around. The whole joke is that the kids were trying to bring back the ghost of Corey Haim, and instead they got Michael Jackson, and he just didn't correct them. It's Corey Haim, not Corey Feldman. QED. My confusion was justified. If you think that has nothing to do with Arknights, then you're wrong. My brothers and sisters, are you okay? It's good to see all of you in one piece! Yeah-yo! Man, that battle was not a disaster. Thank you, Yeti Squad. Pleasure to lead the fight with all of you. That's why I called Miracle J. Corey. That is why I called Miracle J. Corey. That is the joke. I've ruined the joke now by explaining it. But that is why I was so confused. And that is why we call Michael Jackson XP's Corey Haim instead of Michael Jackson. Now you know. The pleasure is ours, Tallulah. I guess we make a good match. I can see why Frost Nova trusted you so much. What's more, the way you use your arts is getting more ingenious by the day. Blast in flames through the cold air, detonating that tank? I don't think I could have come up with that. You're so cool and smart and funny and popular and awesome and strong and not at all kind of annoying. Weren't exactly flames. It's hard to explain, so I'll spare you the details. Thank you. I'm sure Frost Nova can rest easy knowing she doesn't have to look out for all of us anymore. So what do you think will come across? Do you think we'll come across any more of the Ursa scum here? Well, this is one of the cities they were planning on dismantling 3 years ago. Troops here managed to take over the city, probably thanks to the corruption or some equally dirty work. As for the original residents, probably enslaved or driven out. They didn't stand a chance against us at the very least. They aren't as weak as you're making them out to be. Just relatively speaking, compared to regular Ursa's army at least. Not like Patriots let you fight any battles that difficult. No, he hasn't, it's true. He didn't think we could handle it. I think we're more than up to the task now. Not so sure about that. You're not really that cool. Not as cool as me. The real Ursa's army is also on a whole other level. The detachment lacks discipline and training. Guessing they might not even be technically organized. Just barely had a leg up over those guys because of our tactical planning. So you're saying you've got nothing to celebrate? Nope, far from it. Have all the resources we need to survive now. We really need these supplies. Without them, we won't make it through the winter. The nomadic city may be old and run down, maybe even too small, but big enough for us. None of us have ever been to a nomadic city before. Tallulah! What's the matter? You're one of the infected from Earl Curl Village, if my memory serves me correctly. We've got a pretty big team ourselves. At the very least, we're no smaller than you gorillas. Well, you're almost there. I'm not exactly part of the gorilla force. We still definitely had more men in this fight than you. So, what do you want? Let's go our own ways here, Tallulah. You serious? We fought plenty of battles with you people. We've taken the shirt off our backs for you more than I could count. You could take half the resources in the city. Hell, take more than that. Just let us keep the city. With this city, we could go anywhere. We could be anywhere in the tundra. The patrol unit of the Ursa's troops will never find us. With this city, we can go anywhere. You guys just gonna pack up the entire city and move it along with the rest of you? You're saying you don't want to fight anymore. We'll die. We're all a little. The enemy's getting stronger and stronger. These people aren't on the same level as any of the contingents the Patriots' guerrilla squads have faced. But we can't do it. Tallulah, you aren't gonna deny us even this, are you? Okay, what are we talking about? The Yeti! You cold-hearted monsters wouldn't understand. Death means nothing to you, not like the rest of us. You! Tallulah? We'll get the supplies out right now. The city is yours to keep.
That's good to hear.
But I won't stand for any insult to our fighters. Apologize to the Yetis right now.
Sorry. That'll do, right?
Trova, gather your men. We need to itemize the supplies. Also, turn on the Ursa's comms terminal we captured.
You don't mean...
They know Patriots' guerrilla squad isn't around.
Where are you going?
Mr. Patriot, we were just about to rendezvous with you.
You handed the city over to those folks?
Looks like you got my message already.
What these people are doing is nothing short of betrayal. Your permission has given them all the justification they wanted. You've destroyed the order here.
The moment they asked to be let go, I wasn't going to be able to keep them.
Those who lack conviction and willpower shouldn't wage war. Not now, not ever.
If we go by that logic, no one was born with the right to set foot on the battlefield in the first place.
Discipline is everything. Kill them and take the city back. You owe your team and your people this.
So that they know the infected will kill a bunch of helpless people with their backs against the wall and grease the wheels with their blood for a rundown city?
They have contravened our discipline.
None ever fought for discipline to begin with.
It has been 4 years since we first met, and in all this time, not once have I given you an order. I either tolerated your presence there on the battlefield or refused to work with you. I really can't know if you have matured or gone soft in that time.
All because I don't agree with you?
Summon the rest of the infected and tell them they betrayed the manifesto. Have them executed immediately. You must make an example of their transgression.
I can't do that.
I can see you are hesitating. You are hesitating because they too are infected. Is it because you think this is dishonorable? You loathe killing and don't care for power. That's not a bad thing, but then you need someone to do the dirty work for you.
I'll let you know I'm not afraid of doing this, and I don't dare claim I have the moral high ground over anyone either.
In that case, the guerrillas and I will get it done. If you refuse to take up arms against them, the guerrillas will clean up the mess. What is that expression? You can't possibly think I am the honest and noble man everyone makes me out to be. Someone like that would have been dead long before the fighting began. What's honorable besides reigning victorious and safeguarding the fruits of victory? Training the enemies you loathe in battle by its very nature, an honor. But that doesn't mean I take pride in sacrifices. If a decision leads to victory, the fewer dead comrades, then that's the right decision to make.
The city is already on its last legs. It's likely been in service for much longer than it was intended. It's not going to last another 3 years. Both you and I know they're doomed to be stranded in the tundra. They'll still find a way out in the end, but with the city, they bought themselves a tiny bit of hope, even if it's just for those 3 years. I'm not going to crush that hope of theirs.
You're fine seeing your team get torn in two.
No, I already told you, they were never on the same team as us to begin with. I'm not going to give you the weak cannot go into battle excuse you've been giving me. All I'm saying is that not everybody thinks the same way you do. We'll have many people join our ranks, but not all of them are working towards the same goal as us. We're just borrowing their strength, we aren't exploiting it. If we force them to do our bidding, we're only making them work against their own goals. And that's how you get them to actually start doubting each other and feel alienated.
All for the sake of unit purity, is it?
If that's what you want to call it. I'm not sure I'd describe it like that, though.
If nothing else, I can tell you are a righteous person. There's a unit stationed nearby guarding the trade route. They're much better trained. You know things are bound to go wrong.
I don't want to admit it, but you're right. They might just do that, so we'll prepare for it. The Yetis intercepted the message already. The Nomadic City sent a message out. They tipped off the Ursus troops to our location. They want to draw the Ursus army's attention to us. No one wanted this battle to happen.
Their foolishness will slowly lead them to destruction.
Alright, I have no idea what's up with the secret ending stuff, but... I'm just gonna do it. Oh, God! Well, this map looks obnoxious. Ew. Yeesh. Gross. Very gross. Don't mind me, I'm just kind of looking, making sure I know where all the fucking points are. Okay. More of those annoying drones coming with them. Good to know.
There's enemies?
Good God.
I'm here to help.
What a fucking mess. Oh, she's gonna die instantly.
Counting on you again today, little apple.
Alright, well.
Very well.
Ooh, God.
Now's the time to help everyone out.
Made up your mind? The fool flaunting his gallantry reaches none with his
Well.
Can I really get away from me, please? We create a diversion. Heaven's lift!
命令お前の攻撃を想定の通りだ
Just like the old days? No.
Oh, there goes Operation Golden Glow. And he can't reach them from that far.
Very well.
Solid positioning.
You saw nothing.
The fool flaunting his gallantry reaches none with his vanity.
Can you do it? Follow me.
Well. Yeah, this one is just slightly obnoxious, especially if they're expecting me to get a secret ending on top of it. I don't know why Janae even bothered me telling me that. If he's not gonna give me any actual advice on what to do about it. Oh no, another Haru! God damn, they're making a lot of Haru statues all of a sudden. What are they doing? What are they trying to do to you? Assholes. Very rude. Since she doesn't do anything in P5, they decided to give her a bunch of merch, apparently. Rude. You need her? Why she's so expensive? All the higher end figures are expensive these days. It's so fucked up. Inflation is a bitch. Okay.
即戦即決しよう。俺の貴重な時間を無駄にしないために。
God, they're everywhere.
I'm here to
Alright. That'll at least keep her alive for a little bit and also get rid of that one in advance.
gather around me, guys.
Well, it'll do one of the things.
全員の行動力を奪う。それでいいだろう。
Like this will keep you quiet. Moving to designated location.
Very well.
わかった。目を凝らせ。これこそがイベリアのデストレッツァ。
What are you planning? The fool flaunting his gallantry reaches none with his vanity.
You saw nothing.
Scenery here, Doctor.
動き回るな。そうすればお互い手間が省けるだろう。
We're counting on you again today, little apple. Now's the time to help everyone out. Can I really do it? I'm so tired. Look at this.
Yeah, go ahead and take it out. Oh god.
This will keep you quiet.
Whew. Oh, I have to get serious now.
I shall lead the assault. Yes, I am fully ready.
Chainsaw no unari goe ga kikoeru?
Fool, for what reason hast thou come?
Whew. Almost dozed off.
Half health? Well, she ain't getting it. Or is she? Oh, this is the last one. Okay, so I need her to get her a little bit more. So I need to not clear that until she's at about half. Or under half.
Awaiting only your orders.
Are more gonna attack her, or did I screw up already? I may have screwed up already. Oh god.
Pass on your last words? No.
Yeah. Okay. Is the extra... is the secret ending or whatever? Is it a story thing?
Bad luck. You ran into me.
Or is it just a bonus stage of some kind?
Mission accomplished.
Just more story? How do I put this delicately? Is it a story I could remotely give a shit about? Is it anything that's actually cool or important or redeemable, or is it just more of Tallulah being an idiot?
Take account of the dead and wounded. It's just as you said, they used us as bait and a battle ensued. Are you disappointed, Tallulah?
No. They had their reasons for doing this, and also knew exactly what they were. Knowing they had a legitimate reason, I couldn't have possibly gotten my hopes up.
The informant must be executed.
Then how should we pick this traitor out of all the people who wanted to flee the battlefield?
They betrayed their brothers in arms for a moment of peace. If you make excuses for them, you're only putting your warriors in harm's way.
No, they swore their loyalty to us in the first place. You want every last person on your team to be absolutely perfect? That's impossible. You won't find a squad like that anywhere.
But the guerrillas!
The guerrilla fighters aren't perfect either. There are only a handful of people as perfect as you're making them out to be. Everyone has their own reasons to be here. And only because they're willing to pay the price. Doesn't mean they've thought through it all.
Stand down, soldier. Don't try and argue with her.
I saw that, Neo. I retweeted it last night. Yeah, finally. Poor type Trideron, neglected for years. He's finally getting his due. Takes a lot more work to build a city than to destroy one, mister. Just let them stay. If there's more than one way for an infected to survive, I'd rather see all those ways work out.
You can't always try to go about everything without making sacrifices.
Sacrifices? Is that even up for me to decide?
All of us are prepared for the worst. You can't win without spilling blood. Heading south will lead to war. I know it, and I'm sure you do too. The Empire isn't going to sit by and watch the infected unite and grow into a major force. If everything goes the way you pitched it, the infected actually have to take their fate in their hands. This war is inevitable.
You're right. We need to first let the infected understand that their lives have meaning. They don't have an obligation to face anything that comes after that.
You want the guerrillas to fight this war? Are you waiting for war to break out between Earth and another country? One that you can profit from? Or are you trying to sow the seeds of that war yourself? You don't want to give me an answer. You should know any victory you can hope to achieve will bring with it disastrous results.
You're probably right. That doesn't mean I'm going to sacrifice any lives.
Are you prepared to bear the tremendous pain to come?
Not at all. These things are bound to be painful after all.
Do you expect everyone to be so kind-hearted?
I simply have faith that the people of Ursus weren't born selfish and cruel.
Perhaps you'll come face to face with real evil someday.
I've already crossed paths with my old friend a few times.
I sure hope so.
If Soldier swears loyalty to his fellow man only to betray them for his own profit, I will personally write up his charges. But if the group of infected we are dealing with aren't fighting for the same cause as us, what gives us the right to annihilate them? This doesn't make them our enemies.
Bitch!
Please, go on.
There are a lot of people who I respect, but not for their strength, for their honesty. I can only hope you are one of them.
I'll keep that in mind. Petrova, where's Frostnova at right now? Still at the mountain pass. She said she's holding the fort until we finish capturing the city. Let's rendezvous with them. I need to apologize to her personally.
Is that it, Captain?
There should still be at least 3 garrisons around. We need to take down every last one of them before we can get the supplies out. All things considered, she made the right decision. The nomadic city doesn't have much longer of a walk ahead of it.
Oh, Tallulah! Are you in a bad mood, Tallulah?
Nope, I'm fine. Anno, Sasha, still want me to use your real names? Why do you ask? It's better to have a name we can use to protect ourselves when we're so far away from home. Sometimes if we don't pick a name for ourselves, we'll only ever be called the names others give us. But you haven't ever given yourself another name. That's only because I don't want to. Why? You were just saying we should use different names. Because I'm special and awesome and the coolest person ever, okay? I want everyone to know my real name. I want to be the same person inside and out. I want to become someone whose actions represent their beliefs. So then your current actions are different from your words? Sasha! You're right. That's very likely. That's why I insist on using my name. It's just that the name doesn't really have much meaning to anyone else. After all, who I am isn't important to any of them. My name's only important to myself. So what should I call you then? When you put it like that, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to call you. Call me Skywalker. Tallulah Skywalker. I'm just a rebel, a normal person. My name's not important. No one should ever remember my name. This name shouldn't become a symbol, and it shouldn't have any kind of other power. It's just my name and nothing more. If you want to call me by a name, just call me Tallulah for now. When you call me by that name, I'll turn around and look back. That's all there is to it. Tallulah. You can call me that too, Anno. It may be a little too early for you to tell you to this, but I want to, Sasha. Go on. I want you to call me that because I want you to think of me as a friend. Good friends, we're all peas in a pod. Even if I die, you'll still remember my name. But not because I did anything special during my lifetime. I just want you to remember the time we spent together. I want you to remember you once had a friend called Tallulah. But you're killing bad guys. You're fighting them. The girl who fights shouldn't have a name. Everyone has their own fight, and we're all the fighters. Nice Patriot voice. Oh, thank you, Punk. I'm trying my dangest. His voice hurts me sometimes, but I enjoy the character, so I'm trying my best. Oh God, a rare great ace attorney. I still don't know how to feel about the twist that game took at the end. In terms of ships, and ships becoming reality. Don't hang your head, just follow in the fighter's footsteps. Don't do that. Not everyone's like Patriot. All of us make mistakes. Look ahead of you and look at where he's going. You don't just keep your eyes shut and follow follow whoever has the more important sounding title. The names you remember are your friends' names, the people you spend the most time with. It's Frostnova who gave you that extra spicy candy, but still grit her teeth and smiled. It's your teacher who made you that weird vegetable stew. It's Patriot who will never give up on training you. They're all your friends, not fighters. And as fighters, we don't have names. I don't get it! Well, I want you to trust me because I'm your friend, not because of my position. Just like all my other friends.
Slice them up like a millefeuille. How do you like it?
Mamma mia! What is the most straight gay ship? Huh. Good question. Oh! Wait, what? Did I get it? Is this the secret? Huh. I thought for sure she had over half her health still. Yeah, somebody warned me about this. I didn't think I got it, though. I could have sworn she had a little too much health still. Alright, well, I won't complain about that. Oh god, Sampo! I can't deal with him right now. I guess we'll get this over with. Tallulah. You really make that face, friend. What's wrong? We've decided. We're going to stay here. And, putting it another way, there are some of us willing to stay here. Some of us are thinking about getting out of Ursa's territory entirely. Either way, none of us will be heading south with you. We're sorry. Alright, I see. You're not even gonna ask for a reason? I mean, we already had this conversation for one thing, so surely there's no reason to talk about it for 20 more minutes, right? You're the one who taught us, up until this way. Up until today, even. That doesn't mean you have to obey me. I don't know your lives or whatever. Keep your life tied to your blade, fight Ursus until your last breath. Don't mind me, I'm checking my phone in the background. I have a shit ton of spam email today for whatever reason. It's never been like that. You've got the cart and the beast mixed up. I guess that's like you, Tallulah. It really is. I'm not your ruler. You deserve to have this land. In the first place, even if it's filled with corpses, turbulent with bad memories, the tundra is and was your homeland. You're all strong. I'm sure you'll find a way to prevail through it all. If you want, I can send you off. No, really, it's fine. You should know it is exactly the firmest thing making this decision. Thinking about it, I used to be one of your people. I'll be telling my future companions plenty of stories about you. Here's begging for your mercy, then. Alright, I'll be there in a moment. Friend, will tonight be our last meal together? Just wait a bit longer. Some of the others want to talk to you too, probably. Tallulah, how do you guarantee that everyone who stands by your side with you, works as one? How do you know betrayal or some other crap isn't heading your way? I guess you obviously have your ways. You're so smart and strong and cool and awesome and everyone loves you and I don't want to have to leave you, but it's necessity. I'd stay and die for you if I could, but... Gee, I wonder if the answer is because optimism. Praise is one thing, but could you not make it so terrifying? Don't get us wrong, one or two frustrations wouldn't make us lose our goal. We're no cowards. I just suddenly realized, actually, maybe not everyone thinks the same way as you. I mean, take me, I was gonna die anyway. I just chose to tag along so I'd be able to eat something, live just a few more days of my life. The moment I ate my fill, I realized there were actually plenty like me. Figured it'd be nice if they could eat their fill too. Strength, particularly goodwill. Those qualities are hard to come by. Yep, for sure. Definitely not everyone who thinks that way. Who can guarantee we'll keep moving on, that we won't meet a crueler end? Old noblemen eliminating all of us? Hating the poor, innocent poor, and all their children along the way? It doesn't really matter to me, but when I realize all the other ways it could go, it stresses me out. Not to mention some people, nothing else matters except their own fill. The question is just feeding yourself. Even I could come up with plenty of ideas, like selling out. Selling out what matters to us. Plenty of people are itching to destroy us, so they'd happily let somebody, nobody infected off to dispatch the remaining rebels. Couldn't be more cost-effective if you tried. I mean, they'd kill you too after you give them the information they wanted. Let's just be honest here. So I think seeing how things are, we can't leave here now more than ever. We can't take every single person with us, can we? I have to concede that. That being the case, before we all head south and win over, and win all that goodness you talked about, what about the tundra? What about the infected left behind on it? Not just the tundra, the world's so vast, and to say it straight, some people are just thinking of taking the chance to leave this place. Finding like-minded folk elsewhere in distress, seeing if other places, I'd have a niche for in the infected for them. Some people look at it that way. You're seeing things that way honestly makes me really happy. Feels like the why would fly over my head, so I'm just gonna ask. Circling back, does the fact that we're leaving at such a critical point mean we're considered deserters? I don't really get that all too well, which is why I came to talk to you. Well, of course not. Be it Tallulah, the gorillas, or so on, they're all names and nothing more. This is the exact same speech she just gave the two kids, but to this guy. Alright. Frankly, I only sort of get it with, I only sort of get it, but still, those words coming from you, it puts me at ease. Night, Ninja, have a good one. I'm probably stopping after this one. I actually, depending on how long I should probably do the next present time one too, because after that it looks like there are it looks like there might be quite a few or maybe not. No, it's off and on. Never mind. I thought there was a huge power gap of these ones having actual having story again with the flashback missions, but no, it's just kind of off and on, so it's pointless. So yeah, I'm probably gonna stop after this one and watch some Kiva. All right, can't let the hunter's efforts go to waste. The knack you all have for laying out traps really opens up my eyes. Almost the days I was able to eat like this, Cholula. Travel every corner of this country. Hey, over here, food's ready. Wow. I'm so glad I got that. That really added a lot to... Yep. Oh, God. God, we're still barely, like, halfway through. Oh. Yeah. This, again, it was creeping in slowly but surely, but especially this chapter. Dear God, they needed an editor. Yeah. I'm not gonna keep harping on it. I hate having to be negative. I really do, because I cannot stress enough how much I enjoy this game. But, just the story is really, really not presented in a good way. And it really kind of grates away at my soul after a while. Alright. Oh, I just realized this one's an actual, I thought it was gonna be... We're actually at a point where we're getting regular missions and not just, cutscenes in the present time. And this one also has a secret mission, apparently. I see that red line again. This one, don't let a single shield guard die. Okay. Well, it don't really matter because I'm not doing it right now. Unless there's no story to it. Which... Yeah, I'm looking at the thing. Yeah, there's plot here. There is indeed plot here, so we'll worry about that tomorrow. To be quite honest, I don't necessarily want to play this tomorrow, but like I said, I do. Again, I am having such a software conflict. I really am. It's just, this game is so much fun gameplay-wise. It's got some cool characters, it's got some great concepts, and it's not a bad story. It really is not. But just, dear God, is it frustrating to get through? When there's just so much talking about nothing. Shadow Dragon instead? Technically I could.
Do you need any supplies? Just let me
I could
know.
definitely technically do that because I did it for, I did it on Friday last time.
I like this place.
Like, that is the schedule, but, as always, the weekend begins and ends when I decide it does. And I have decided that I want this chapter to be over with and out of my life as soon as possible! So, even though tomorrow's Friday and I could easily do Shadow Dragon, I think I might just do more of this, because, like...
What kind of place is this?
Again, just... Between the bad presentation and the spoiler, just, like, what am I working towards? We know how this ends. We know where this is going. It's so much filler, and even if it were... Again, like, is it obvious? Would it not have been obvious if someone hadn't spelled it out for me? / spoiled it for me? Would I be less frustrated? I don't know. But, like, the fact is, I know how this ends now. I know what the big swerve is gonna be. And it's just, we've got 3 more chapters at least a flashback theater with Tallulah, who is just, I'm sorry, not a terribly interesting character. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna stop bitching. I'll think about it. I will think about, well, we'll see how tomorrow goes. We'll see how I feel when I wake up. If I want to get through this or not. Again, I want this to be done as soon as possible at this point. But I also don't want to be miserable and depressed, so we'll see. Might be more of this tomorrow, might be Shadow Dragon. I'll figure it out. Either way, thank you all very much for joining me. Special thanks to Fusion, Ninja, Go-Kart tier patrons, Vroom Vroom. If you want to help support the Chad Patriot, curb stomping the Virgin Tallulah, check out links in the description. Love you guys. Nighty-night.